Episode 211 of Dunn and Drew. What's up, everybody? Drew, where shall we begin? Other than happy Thanksgiving week. 2021 is almost over. We'll be dead soon.
Jesus.
Yeah. This year, like every year, flies by. We're going to be 30 soon.
Bro, all right. That's not where we're beginning. Let's not talk about that.
Sorry.
Let's start by apologizing for last week. We weren't here. Why not? Why weren't we here?
I was in Indy, and then I stayed in the
It's
Midwest, and then I brought my grandma back. So.
Yeah, she's a very sweet lady.
Yes.
I love hanging out with her.
Yeah, so I went to Springfield, Illinois. Didn't bring my Blue Yeti mic. Didn't want to, but
Surprised you still have that.
yeah, I always just in
Those
case.
Blue Yeti days are long behind us.
So like, if I don't bring my Blue Yeti mic, it ain't gonna be a podcast because how else I'm gonna record? I don't bring all this.
I miss the days of your microphone coming unconnected and the editing that had to go into play.
And the Wi-Fi being shit and all of that. Yeah. So yeah, we missed a week because once again I was not in town on a Tuesday. But we're back. It's Thanksgiving week. And we're here to talk to you guys.
Thanksgiving, where does that rank for you? Didn't you say it was number one? No, Christmas is one. I should know that.
Come on.
Well, we got a freaking tree.
I got a whole Christmas album.
We got a tree
Thanksgiving
this
album.
weekend.
We did.
No.
We did.
I don't think anyone has a Thanksgiving album. Oh, no, Taylor Swift does.
Does she?
Well, the new was, I don't know. Maybe scratch that. I'm combining fall and Thanksgiving.
Okay. That counts, I guess.
The only Thanksgiving album would be probably a collection of like the NFL intro theme songs, CBS and Fox.
But yeah, we did get a Christmas tree. Briefly put it in the vlog this past.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, you watched.
Oh, yeah.
There's just little lights on it. No ornaments yet.
No what?
Ornaments.
Yet.
Do you think I said? I said yet.
That's a good transition to a gift that I got you.
Oh.
And I want you to open up on the podcast.
Okay.
So here you go.
Early Christmas gift, my boy. Put the mic down.
All right, it's a small box. It has Amazon written all over it. He's really digging into it really quickly. He's taking out styrofoam, and it's an ornament.
Ornament. Wine hitting. So
I might have to take this jacket off.
Got to get my wire maintenance together here. There we go. Let's see. Team ornament. It's got the NBA logo, so I know where this is going.
Chicago. I'm kidding.
Spurs. It's a little Spurs house.
A Spurs gingerbread house ornament. Our first ornament for the tree. Actually, I might go get like a childhood ornament of mine.
Just struggling with that word.
Just to beat this Spurs gingerbread house ornament.
Oh my God! Does it light up?
No, come on.
What you mean?
I'm
Come
not
on.
dropping bands.
Bands. Thank you. It's cute.
An ornament.
It's very cute. The Spurs house. This is where Popovich will die.
It kind of looks like this house here.
It does. It's cute. Thank you for not getting a Jags one.
Yes. Oh, I know you. I know us.
I would have put it in the fireplace. Just kidding. But yeah, Christmas is upon us, and I'm excited. My favorite holiday of the year. We're in this new house, getting settled in and cozy. I think our guest is here.
Really?
But no, I just saw a car driving by.
It might be though. They were slow.
Does he drive a Jeep?
So maybe we should. What's your favorite? Real quick. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side dish?
Mac and cheese. Is that boring?
I got cranberry in the can.
That's your favorite side dish?
Yes.
You just eat that shit out of the...
No, I make sure I get stuffing on the same scoop, or something else on the same scoop.
Well, that's two things then.
Then I have a combo answer. It's a 1-2 punch.
So your favorite side dish is the sauce with something else though. All right. He doesn't want to elaborate on it.
I'm a grown ass kid. Swear I should be locked up for stupid that I did, but I'm a champion. So I turn tragedy to triumph. Make music that's fire. Get my soul through the wire.
All right, we're back. Let's go to the.
Let's start over.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Let's jump right into our first segment of this episode. You ready?
Shout outs.
We are the kings of
Hey,
the weekend.
Yes, I have several kings of the weekend, but first we must give a round of applause. There should be this button here to Sammy Alvarez.
Who?
Sammy Alvarez was the kind soul at Sunday's game that returned my lost identification. You can go to the vlog. You can see it all. We documented the entire experience. We were jumping a fence. I believe my ID fell out of my pocket then. I didn't notice till we left the ghost train. And he had sent me a DM that I saw 2 hours later to retrieve my ID. And thank God he didn't throw it out or post it online for everybody to see. He just gave it back to me. We met up at the Bud Zone, and I bought him a drink. And he is a king of the weekend for that, because there's a handful of neat things we all need or we'll get stressed as fuck. Phone, wallet, keys. Hopefully your ID's with it. Mine wasn't, so I only had ID. And I was like, I wasn't really a big deal because I needed to change my ID.
You have to do what I do and get a wallet that's attached to your phone.
Yeah, I do. Fuck this wallet shit. Let's get the back of the phone case or whatever. But shout out Sammy Alvarez. Shout out to everyone in Jacksonville Sunday who noticed us at the game. We were noticed more than usual because we had to walk around the entire stadium to get that ID. So I think we're going to do that from now on instead of actually sitting down in our section and watching the entire game, because that was a lot more fun than watching what we put on the field every Sunday. Also, shout out to Van, who was the woman you guys saw at the end, towards the end of the vlog video, or you saw that the day before on social media.
TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
All of it. This woman.
She's probably a 60-year-old, very nice black woman.
Very, very
that
nice.
matters.
Very nice black woman. Very emotional meeting me. She thought I was her favorite player of all time after I had gone down and took a picture with somebody. This woman had noticed, and for whatever reason, whatever aura I gave off, she thought that I was this player that's in her head and was just crying, saying, I cannot believe I'm meeting you. I never thought that I would ever meet you. And at first, when she first greeted me, I thought that she was noticing me from social media, from Facebook or something. But then when she said that, you're my favorite player ever, I was like, okay, now I'm confused. You see in the video, like when it starts, so before the video even starts, we had already like got the interaction. When the video starts, that's when she had said that I'm her favorite player. So the video starts with me saying, I'm so confused. I'm so confused.
And she goes on. Even though you're confused, she goes on.
I guess she didn't hear me.
She's waving her eyes, like trying to dry her eyes out. She was like full on crying. And typically when people notice Eric for his size, they will ask, dude, you play football? But they won't have a specific player in mind that they remind or that they think he is, let alone start crying their eyes out because of that.
Right.
This was such a combination. And bless her heart, I'm glad. I don't know if I'm glad or I'm getting secondhand embarrassment, what I am, but you played it off in person. You know, I was dying laughing. I couldn't hold the camera. I dropped the camera because I was laughing so hard. And I was just like, go with it. And you were like, I'm going with it. And you just played off, take a picture with her. And then she tweets us. Yes, she tweets you.
She tweets me.
I can't believe she had a Twitter account, but who doesn't?
I don't know. Something about that still feels like I was put up against something. Feels like a prank.
Against what?
Feels like a prank. There's no way. Like, she had 4 tweets. 4 tweets. And one of them's going to be from that interaction. I don't know. Something seemed fishy, but it was her name. It was her picture. So someone would have had to go through.
Just want to get on the vlog.
Someone, yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I was dying when the woman saw this going down with her son and said, could you make another person happy? And I took a picture with this child. Someone
said the lady that was in love with you, that thought you were, I don't know, Richard Sherman, work done.
People on Twitter said work done, I guess. That's her favorite player of all time. Work done.
So Van's coworker was like, you just made her day. And then the mom with the little boy, probably 5 years old, saw what was going on. And she said, "Will you make another person's day?" And it's like that was when I was like, "This is not real. This is from an episode of a sitcom. Like I can't believe like we're being set up. Well, can you make another person's day? Like that's if people like deadass thought he was a celebrity. Well, sorry, football player, yeah. Famous football player. That's like how that would happen. So the fact that like the first lady happened, she started crying, and then the second, will you make another? Like I expected a line to start forming, and it was just it didn't feel real. And then he got down, put his hand on
the child,
like you're like Santa Claus or something.
But you were
the kid had no idea who you were.
The kid was like 4.
You don't watch Vine.
4 or 5. He had no idea who I was.
Vine's 3 times as old as that kid.
He didn't know me from nothing. The mom just wanted a picture with me because she saw the previous interaction go down. I was like, oh, he must be somebody. So
let's get clout for my little boy.
So I took a picture with him. It was dying in the process because Andy couldn't keep it together when the child came into the picture.
Yeah, that was it for me. That was it.
Because we weren't even paying attention to that. You know, we were focused on this woman crying, and then this woman comes out of nowhere with her kid and says, hey, can you get a picture? Sure. So we played that off for both of them and took it to Twitter. And I'm waiting for that picture with the child to surface to see what the comments will be. But maybe that woman has recognized, but we'll see. My last couple shout outs go to the people we met after the game. Rob in Aldi, when we went grocery shopping for these couple days here before Thanksgiving week. He was the only cashier in the store, and he knew our podcast.
He even knew me.
Yeah, he knew our podcast and said he's been following me since Vine, obviously, but that was random. It was just a day of meeting all the people in the city that consume our content. And then at Lowe's, there was a woman barely helping us get a Christmas tree who knew me from Vine and tweeted me after.
Hey, she may have also known you from OF.
She might have, because she tweeted me after, and it was very promiscuous, a little horny, and she posts a little risque content. So, well, no,
What'd she say to you?
She said, I met Eric Dunn, loved him from the Vine days. He's nice and he's fine as fuck. So there's some emojis in there too, so you know that's how she really felt. So, but yeah, she posted.
Very brave of her, because we could easily go back there. She's counting on us not, or she's just that horny. Maybe she wants us to come back.
She might want us to come back. She's probably begging for that to happen. But I went to her profile when she tweeted me that, and she's got like a booty pic with fishnets in her media. So I was like, yep, at hippie ho, it fits.
Does that wrap up your?
Yeah, that wraps up all my shout outs. It was a day on Sunday.
And that doesn't even include, so I got a shout out. Yeah. And probably the best shout out that I've done in a while. One of the best shout outs, biggest shout outs.
Biggest shout out. It was reverse roll.
Like I want to play that again.
He said another one.
Shout out to me.
Okay.
For a going viral on TikTok. I have been so thirsty for a good TikTok to hit. Like TikTok's been hoeing me so hard that I finally get one to pop. And it popped. House of Highlights hit us up on Instagram. Still waiting for that to drop.
Still waiting for it to drop. They probably got a content schedule.
Oh, yeah. They're like scheduled out. But they need to hurry up with this one because it's relevant.
Yeah. They drop it on Thanksgiving.
Oh, I was going to say they might drop it on Thanksgiving. That would make sense. Their content calendar is probably crazy because they post like once every 3 hours, 2 hours.
Do. Those big accounts do.
29 million followers, bro. When they post that, we better see action. What do you think? No? I mean,
I don't know. Instagram weird now. I don't think people are clicking on profiles and captions and hitting follow.
They just watch.
I don't think it's going to help it drive traffic to the IG page, which is sad because that's a 29 million followed account, and getting tagged on that won't do shit probably. That's where we're at on social media now because everyone's doing this shit. We're just zombies scrolling the timeline.
That is funny. Like it's going to be harder and harder to be monetized, like make money, I feel like, on social media because so many people are doing it that, oh, you want to be paid? No, it's okay. We're not going to pay you. There's so many other people that are doing this for free. So relax.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, we'll still collect those bags.
Yes. We'll wait for that House of Highlights to drop.
Podcasts like that's not as saturated. So I feel like that's a better game. Anyway, that's a little business talk. I got another shout out, more humble. Sorry, less about me. This is
more about us.
Yeah, true. This is a review that I actually haven't gotten to. It's been on here for a minute. Apple Podcast. This is from the user You're Drunk Go Home. And if you know me, you know that I'm a stickler for typos. Your is YOU''RE, not YOUR.
Grammar police. Bloop, bloop.
Yep. The title says Christmas present. They say, my boyfriend and I listen to every podcast and watch every vlog. He introduced me to the pod when it came back during quarantine and always boasted that Clarksville, Tennessee was one of the top 5 cities listened. Now I'm a part of it, and I hope we get to head to Jacksonville soon for a Jags win. # not a Jags podcast.
There will be.
Really, though, I started watching football and cheering on Trevor Lawrence because of this podcast. I love that.
You do. That's your favorite.
And they are some of the funniest guys to listen to if you like sports and the occasional inappropriate joke. Occasional. Join the Patreon for $5, they say in all caps. That's amazing that this couple does Dunn and Drew stuff as a couple. They both listen to the podcast, so maybe dinner conversations. They watch the vlogs, so
they come home, wind down, and turn on Dunn and Drew like you do on Wednesdays with Dobrik. You are Dobrik now. Not to the level, but
not
same premise. Same premise.
The level. Which we need to get. We need to shout out the merch. There's got to be some kind of promo. There's got to be some kind of Black Friday
Turkey Day.
Black Friday promo.
Oh yeah, Black Friday.
What do we do? What would be the promo code? So we DunnandDrew.com.
Turkey in this busy.
We want to do a Black Friday promo.
Hey, let's do this. First person to tweet us the discount code is what will make the Black Friday code. You can make it anything. As silly as you want.
Well, but I want to tell them what.
Jesus Christ. Use code nigger for 20%.
Wow, you're out of pocket tonight, I see.
Miller hitting. Go ahead.
Let's so anyway, go to if we have a promo code, we'll put it on our Twitter account. So look out for that. But if you want a Christmas gift, DunnandDrew.com. Get your friend one. That's a great way to introduce someone to the podcast. We got great merch on there. Check it out. Dunn and Drew.
We are both wearing a piece of merch as well. He's got the hoodie on.
I'm wearing too. I actually have also the shirt underneath.
I said us.
I'm wearing two.
Yeah, I got it. Anyway, I'm wearing a t-shirt. He's got the hoodie on. Bada boom, bada bing. DunnandDrew.com. The last shout out you said is a good segue about the Patreon for $5 because Dunn and Drew is brought to you by Patreon.com/DunnandDrew. I dropped a PSA today. Did you see it?
No.
Good. Exclusive PSA that will not be on any other platform. So if you want to see what I'm talking about, you'll have to subscribe for $5. I'm sure you have it. Let me not chill. Let me get out of your pockets. Always do that. Facebook.com/groups/Dunn and Drew. We have just reached 1,000 members in our Facebook group. And we're trying to turn those Facebook members into Patreon subscribers. So if you're in the Facebook group, thank you. That's easy to do. It's free and easy to get in. Memes are in there. Content is in there. But the exclusive content, the deep content is in the Patreon. So subscribe there. Catch
Discord is actually.
Yeah. How I forget about the damn Discord.
Bro. I don't know if this is a... Oh, wait. This is a draw. I was going to say, I don't know if guys showing... So we have a not safe for work channel in the Discord. You don't have to go in it. So let me preface it with that. It's called Not Safe for Work Epstein Island. And should I have said that? Probably
I named it that. So
we have guys posting their genitalia, just just a guy to guy thing, like, hey, rate me. But no one gets any bad rating. It's like, bro,
nice.
Thank
cock.
you for sending that. Like, like you get so much praise for sending cock in the Discord. And our first boobs we got.
Yeah. First boobs.
So shout out, we're not gonna say her name.
Yeah, Bubbles.
Bubbles is her
Codename Bubbles.
Yeah. So thanks for sending boobs. And
some under boob in there.
I swear she already got a date with someone in there.
Yeah.
We can say his name, Darren.
Mocha. Oh.
I should have said his code name.
I thought we were
Mocha.
using Discord code names because everyone's got one. Yours is Andy Drew.
Thanks. Yeah, you kind of know who it is.
Mine's Down Bad Dunn. Just say Down Bad. But yes, the Discord.
Patreon.com/Dunn and Drew. Discord is
$5. Comes with Discord access. You get a nice cock rating and you'll get your confidence up.
You got to have our sense of humor. You can't be weak for that Discord.
You can't. You will.
Or you can be weak and you can just be an observer.
Because there is someone that will get bullied, but it's cyclical. So it may be your turn, it might be not. We've all been through the cycle.
It's the wild, wild west. It's like if you're sick of Twitter and you know how Twitter is kind of you know how Twitter's kind of soft, and you know like everyday life now is kind of soft. Like this is back to the old Call of Duty game chats. It's not that bad, but
yeah, it's not that bad. There are moderators though who will get into the cycle as well. You'll be cooked. No
it is so funny though.
You are.
I love the Discord because it is real life. Like people have said things in there that would get you canceled and would make you lose friends in real life, but we have an understanding that the way that everyone is operating now in real life and on Twitter, on the real social networks, where you defriend someone for their political views or something crazy that they say. Maybe you can't take a joke. Maybe you think the joke's too far. Like in the Discord, like just for an example, when the Kyle Rittenhouse verdict came through, there was some heated ass debate in the Discord. Like it got very serious, like even like name calling. But like 3 hours go by and you're joking with the same person about something else and you just don't care anymore.
Get called a name for an opposing political take. 3 hours later, it's like, what's the spread for this game? What's the Villanova Virginia spread? Didn't you just call me?
Or you're like telling him he has a nice cock in the not safe for work chat
at 9 p.m. And then you're saying, send more.
Bro, it's so amazing.
Oh, and if you say like something that you're about to do, like sexually, like if you're about to jerk off, people will be like, pics, vids, send. So you can't say what you're about to do without providing proof.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter, and I shared this in a Discord. I saw on Twitter someone say, normalize men complimenting other men or men calling other men handsome. And I sent to Discord, I said, boys, we are way beyond this.
Nice cock.
nice hole. Yes. There are people, won't go that far. But
I've had 2 holes in there. But join the Discord. I think we've talked and hyped it enough for you to be like, okay, let me see what the fuck is going on in here. And it's Thanksgiving week, so everybody will be very active because they won't be busy with work.
Well, I don't know if he will appreciate following that discussion, but we're now going to transition to our interview with Denny Thompson. Yes, we have a guest. He's live in studio in our beautiful living room. You can't tell from the camera, but we just got a tree and it's freaking beautiful. Real tree.
Do you smell it?
I think when we're gone for Thanksgiving and we come back, we'll smell it.
Yeah, we get used to it in here.
Yeah, we get way too used to it. A lot of smells.
The candle. Yeah, I mostly smell candles when I'm in here. The tree is.
I love it.
The tree is not getting its love with this nose, but I'll see you when I'm back from Thanksgiving.
So yeah, we talked to Denny Thompson. He's local to Jacksonville, which is why it was convenient for all of us and why he was able to come into the studio. But he's just know-it-all with quarterbacks. I think he's really humble, so he won't like me saying that. But he talks about training Anthony Richardson, Gardner Minshew. There's some other ones.
And we just talk about like his opinion on every quarterback, damn near every quarterback in the NFL, his favorites, his favorite college guys.
Like he knows quarterbacks. He trains them. He's like I don't know if you're like really into NFL Twitter and like off-season NFL stuff, you know Jordan Palmer is one of the guys that a lot of quarterbacks go to in the off-season. Well, Denny is like that kind of guy for middle school up to the NFL. He works with all. They worked with Mac Jones this off-season, I think.
On the higher scale, Jake Luton.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of guys come through his facility. James O'Shaughnessy, Jamal Agnew, these are Jags players, but you'll hear in the interview, he talks about, name drops a lot of names and really, really good information.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite interviews. It was a lot of fun. And we get into some hard-hitting questions at the very end.
Yeah.
So here we go. Play the transition music, Andrew.
Welcome, Denny.
All right, everybody. We got Denny Thompson in here. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah, man. Happy to be here.
Thank you. Could you run down what you do? Because I know you do a lot. Quarterback guru. I'm going to do like a – sorry, I had to say that. I'm going to do like a little intro before this segment comes on their screen or through their car speakers. But if you want to run down what you do and what you got going on.
Man, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, super lucky, really. Honestly, like I develop quarterbacks, which sounds like not real. You know what I mean? Like, you say that and people are like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you develop quarterbacks? There's only one on every team. We literally have over 300 quarterbacks that we work with. So that's called 6 points. We've been doing that for, I don't even know how long. I was saying that I was doing it for 12 years for like 5 years. How long have you been doing this? 12 years. And like, shit, I've been saying that forever.
Yeah.
So I don't even know how long anymore. And then, radio, media, stuff like that. But the quarterback development's the main piece that I do, and it's awesome, man.
Age ranges?
So much fun. Well, as a group, we work all the way from third grade to NFL. All right, so I don't work with third graders. I cannot control myself.
Yeah,
like it's not my thing. Right, I can't communicate. But we have programs starting at that young. Yeah.
When you say all the way to NFL, you're developing NFL quarterbacks?
We
have NFL agents?
Yeah, we have several NFL players now, several NFL quarterbacks. So we work with Gardner, quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
And Nate Peter. I'm trying to think of the guys that I actually can say that we work with, but we got probably 7 or 8 in the NFL right now that we work with that come into town to work, or we go out to see them, whatever it is. So yeah. The whole range.
So Jordan Palmer is your competition, pretty much.
Yeah, kind of. Jordan has a neat thing going on out there.
California?
I don't know when he actually works. Like he's, and I mean this in a good way. He's figured out the endorsement side of this thing. Like, and it's like Lululemon and all these other things, and he's killing it. He's crushing it. I think really what he does is combine prep, which is a whole different ball game, training for a day, so he's kind of mastered that, and we do a little bit of that, but he's got the market on that.
You do stuff for the Elite 11.
I used to.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to. I used to do a lot of work with them. It's funny, that whole camp circuit, especially in the quarterback world, it's awesome, it's fun, but I really kind of like my family. So it's the travel I try to avoid. And then, we've been very lucky, and we're so busy here that every day away from here is lost revenue and lost training opportunities. So try not to hit the road too much.
So what are some college football players that you've worked with?
Oh my gosh, man, we've got
the layman.
Yeah, I think we've got like 50 right now. Wow. Playing college.
Wow.
Carson Beck at Georgia, Anthony Richardson at Florida, Jeff Sims, Georgia Tech. Like we've worked with Mac Jones, NFL now, but
he's from here.
Well, it looks like you've done a good job.
Yeah. Well, I will not take any credit for that. But yeah, I mean, whenever I'm asked that, it's like all the names just leave me. You know what I mean? And then afterwards, like, damn, I didn't mention this guy.
Right.
But
I mean, Tom Brady, just in case.
No,
so it's not
I wouldn't have forgot him. No, I wouldn't have forgot him. Steve Young used to be my favorite guy until he made a stupid comment last night on Twitter, and now, like.
Oh, I was going to ask you about that. You quote tweeted or replied to Steve Young, who Monday Night Football, they're making fun of Daniel Jones's pregame warm up, which he just walks around like this, right?
Yeah, it's part of it. Yeah, it's part of it. It's like, all right, dude, like, I know you haven't been in the game for a while. And what he said was, stop doing this. Don't do this. And literally, like, every quarterback in the league, if you pay any attention, is doing this. It's just shoulder activation, right? When I grew up, it was you throw to warm up. Now you warm up to throw, which makes a lot more sense. And it's just kind of part of it, and it just like rubbed me the wrong way. It's like, dude, you're doing this for a living, and you analyze quarterbacks. You haven't thought maybe to go to, I don't know, a training facility in the last 15 years and see what these guys are doing? It would seem like that would be an important part of your job to me.
Yeah. The detail of it, yeah.
Right. At least have an idea.
Is it Dak that does this? Or they probably all do.
All of them do. Dak made famous the hip thing.
The hip, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which,
He was moving them hips, though.
oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And in the training world, like that's, 8, 9, 10 years ago is when that first came out. And it's like a sequencing drill. But you walk into like our facility or any facility and you'll see 6th graders doing that, but it was another one of those things which is cool. Like if the average person wouldn't know that, but Steve freaking Young should know this. Like if you're going to comment on it, you should know this.
Right.
So yeah, it's a whole different world.
I comment on a ton of shit that I have no idea about.
Are you a paid analyst of that?
Nor are you a Super Bowl, quarterback.
Yeah. And we do have a disclaimer that we don't know shit. So.
Yeah. We are just, the everyday casual fans that have the opinion.
We're not Steve Young. Steve Young shouldn't be saying this.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
We don't claim to be an analyst. It's not an analytical podcast.
Right. And I need to take it less serious because I really like Steve Young, and now all of a sudden I don't like him just because of one comment.
Going back to the college guys, have you worked with anybody from Penn State? Because that's my college team.
Is it? Yeah,
or
no.
FAU. Nope.
No, I haven't with Penn State. Their former OC I know pretty well, Coach Ricky Ron. But I congrats though. Franklin's not going anywhere.
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. I don't know how I feel about that though. He can't get over that Ohio State hump like Harbaugh.
Yeah, I'll say this. Like I'm a Florida fan, kind of. No, I am, but I pull for our guys more than anything. But if Florida would have hired him, I wouldn't have been that excited. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I think everybody looks for that splash hire, and he is kind of the steady Eddie guy.
Yeah.
Which I mean, hey, good.
7-5, 8-4. That's what you're getting with James Franklin.
I mean, look, Mark Richt won 80% of his games, got fired, and ended up being a good decision. Like, that's wild when you think about it. I mean, Dan Mullen, the SEC championship last year.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah, that is wild.
I saw best record since Urban, I guess.
Yeah.
Best overall win percentage or whatever.
Expectations, man.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like,
crazy.
Those programs are making so much money. It has to be, if you're at Florida, it has to be like championship or at least playoffs or at least top 10.
Well, especially after coming off the year that they had. They didn't
high
expect
expectations
to be how they are right now.
Isn't it wild to think that a guy can go to a championship game, get fired, but meanwhile here in Jacksonville, we can lose 20 in a row and, like, nothing happens?
Yeah.
It's, like, crazy.
Yeah, used to it, I guess.
It is. No, it really is.
Thinking things are going to get better. But we needed Sean Clifford at this camp that you do because Sean Clifford was not.
Is he not playing well?
He's not. He didn't play well this season. He kept us afloat for, like, the first 6 games, got hurt, but last season we started like 0-5, so I didn't have any faith in him. But then it came back to life this season, and then he went down. So.
Didn't he got hurt, right?
Yeah, he did get hurt. In
a buddy
game.
of mine works with him a lot, and is big on him, loves him. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't watch much Penn State.
Yeah,
I don't really watch football like that. I mean, I work in football 365, so it's like I don't. I want to go home. I just want to go home and watch something mindless, like.
I feel the same way sometimes. Not that I, train quarterbacks.
No, but when you talk about it, like we all do, when you talk about it all the time, it's like, man.
Yeah.
I just want to watch Squid Game.
And you're just around kids throwing the ball all day.
All day. Yeah. And we have this bright red turf, and it's like, yeah, man, I just want to go home and put on a Hallmark movie or something.
Is that your brand? Is that your brand? Bright red?
It's become that. It wasn't on purpose. Like it was already in the facility, but that's literally like everywhere I go in the quarterback world. Oh, you're the guy with the red turf.
Oh, really?
And then we'll get DMs from social media influencers. Hey, can we come in and take pictures for an hour on the red turf? I'm like, well, I mean, how much you paying?
Oh, all right. Well, we won't answer
y'all are welcome anytime. y'all are welcome anytime.
So you said that you kind of pull for your guys. How did you feel? Was Anthony Richardson put in too late, too early? Did you like that it was a Georgia game? Would you have done anything different with him? And how do you think he's going to be next year?
He's going to be fine. Anthony's going to be a first round pick. He's special. like special. It's the talent that he has. People don't understand, one, how smart the kid is, and how he just consumes information, and almost to a fault a little bit. But he's going to be fine. The Georgia game was it was really kind of personal because I thought he should have started. I thought he gave him the best chance to win. I knew what Georgia was going to do, and they executed it perfectly. But if you watch that game, it was like a 2-minute period, 10-minute real time, 2-minute game time, where he just imploded. Yeah. Right?
That point swing was ridiculous.
Yeah, and I'm sitting there in the stands, and it's like I want to crawl underneath the seat.
Yeah.
Because I feel so bad for him, and it's like, okay, how do you train that? You know what I mean? Like, how do you try to put these guys in these pressure situations to where they can kind of snap themselves out of it? And it was tough. My wife's a big Georgia fan. She's a trooper, though, because we were on Anthony's ticket, so she wore all Florida stuff. But we're sitting there and watching it, and it's literally like the most painful 10 minutes of watching football that I've been through. It's tough. It's tough. And you know how hard these guys work, right? Like it's man, all that for that to be the result.
Yeah. You can't, like you said, though, you can't train the game situations, when you're in the heat of the moment like that and something goes wrong, you can't teach that mental fortitude.
You know what, though?
That's just in you.
We're going to try.
Yeah.
No, we are. I mean, we have basically shut down every other plan that we had for this offseason and focused just on that for the last month.
On that one piece.
Just on that. Like, what can we do? How do we do it? And we've got quarterbacks that kind of have that it factor.
I was about to say, having the it factor has to make it.
It does, but is that
variable.
teachable?
Right.
How much of that? We have a kid, Austin Reed, who goes to West Florida, probably the best player in Division II. And he walks into the facility. It doesn't matter. I remember him walking in, and Gardner's in there, and Josh Dobbs in there, and Max in there, Nate Peterman. And he walks in, and it just feels different. Like he's just before he ever says anything, like his energy just introduces himself. Like he walks through that door we have, and it's just like, oh, shit, Austin's here. You know what I mean? Like you got to be able to teach that on some level. Like on some level, it's just basic human interaction and energy. And even if it's manufactured, like you've got to be able to instill that into somebody, I would think. I'm going to find out because it is the biggest. Is
that a different pay grade? When people pay to your program?
Yeah, you get the it factor. This is our it program.
You want it?
Yeah, you add 2 zeros. No, but like Mac Jones, same way. Mac is just. He walks in, he just gets the best out of it. And it's not like I say this all the time about Mac and Austin, they don't bring you to their level because like their level may not be high enough for you. It's like they find a way to bring you to a level you've never been to, right? And it's a cool thing, man. It's when you see it, you know it, and then it's just how do you maintain that?
Right.
Because it can get exhausting.
Especially if you pile up losses.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like that's why I'm afraid with Trevor. We'll talk about Trevor later, but like I'm glad he has the it factor because if he didn't, it could like snowball for him, like mentally.
He's got, and I know we will get into this, but he's got one thing going for him really well is he's got the greatest excuse of anybody in that he was born into dysfunction here. Really, and I'm not trying to be funny. Like it's.
No, that's correct.
You know what I mean? Like it's not like he went to New England and they hit a rough patch.
Right.
He literally walked into a dysfunctional family, and I think you get a little bit of time to try to pull that together.
Him and Urban together are facing adversity for like the first times in their career, almost.
Yeah, they are. I mean, Urban's
on the field.
On the field, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Urban has definitely continued to manufacture adversity, though.
Yeah,
right. But it'll be interesting. It's definitely a good study to watch.
Because like watching Trevor in these press conferences, this man is just not used to losing in college. So to come here and just perform the way this team's been performing all season, but for him, he says all the right things, and I know that he means it. He's got the right head on his shoulders, so I'm not worried about him. I'm just worried about if this organization can put all the pieces around him to make him what he needs to be in the NFL.
Yeah, I wonder how many quarterbacks could have been, one of the ones, but they were just.
Here's the good thing for Jag fans, though, is the expectations are so high for Trevor that they become high for that front office.
True. So
You know what I
like,
mean?
I hope that means Balky can't like sit on his hands. It's free agency.
Because
absolutely not.
You want to talk about losing a team, like literally a team picking up and moving away from your city. Let this go south.
Yeah, that's what I said. If this doesn't work, nothing will. So leave. Because
They're close now. I mean, you go to the games now, and it's.
I used to complain and be self-conscious about how the stadium looked, but I'm like, hey, that's on the organization. I don't blame the fans.
Man, the fans that are going and have been going need like medals.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you're putting your money in something in faith that you have zero reason to have faith in it. That's like, I'll tip my hat to you. I mean, I get media credentials, and I'll be honest, I don't go. Like it's just you know, it's I don't know. I just don't want to bang my head up against the wall.
I feel the same way for fans, but I'm one of those people that goes to home and away, but it's a little different for me because I just enjoy the experience of being at an NFL game.
Well, and that's it.
And the interaction with, other people and stuff like that, and seeing
like
new
people.
stadiums and all that.
You like people.
And networking.
And it's the social aspect of it all.
There's
I'm hit or miss with people.
There's that, and I tell a story. I grew up a Saints fan, and I can remember like one of the most vivid memories I have from my childhood is
The Aints.
going to when they had bags on their heads, like all that, is going to a Saints Cowboys game when the Saints absolutely sucked, and there's like a dozen people in the stadium, and sneaking into like the team hotel and meeting the guy. Like I remember my dad doing that, and it's like you still have a team here, and so if you have kids, you have a family. It's like that's a dope memory,
When a player like Anthony Richardson or the many other quarterbacks that want to and have worked with you, what's the process and how long are they there? Is it different time periods for every quarterback? Do you have like a certain program for middle schooler, high schooler, pro, college?
Yeah. It's there's a bunch of different programs that we offer, but it's really the realization that what we do is not at the base level. If you look at the pyramid of quarterback development, if there was such a thing, like
There could be,
should be, right? We're not a necessity, and we're probably not even the second step, right? And so it's having the ability to know and tell parents that maybe your kid's not ready for this, right? Maybe your kid needs to go get more physical training or physical therapy or something along those lines, because otherwise you're just going to be wasting your money here, and we're not going to get the most. And not saying your kid's bad, but there's a process, right? And we're not the first step on that process. Okay. So it really kind of depends where the athlete is in that process on where they start with us and kind of where we go. When you get to, the Division I level, really any college level, or you get to the NFL level, a lot of the fun leaves. Because it's such a business and it's such a year-round deal. Middle school and high school is a blast because you can see improvement in that like every session. I mean, we had Josh Dobbs in there for like a year, and that dude used to say things to me. And I'm like, I'm just nodding. I have no idea what you're talking about. You're talking about shin angles and like, dude, I don't know. So I mean, it's you get down to that detailed stuff, and it keeps you sharp. But it's definitely a different program than a kid walking in 7th grade.
right?
I'm 28 years old, 6 foot tall. I run about what's my 40?
I think it was like a 4.
No, it was 5s.
It was 5.
Yeah.
I was gonna say if it's 4, is it 28?
Right.
That's solid.
I wish I remember. We ran a 40 in the Jags practice facility.
I think I saw that.
I
Yeah.
pulled a hammy.
You pull his hammy.
Bad. I was out for
What did you make it
time.
to the whole 40?
I
before
actually
you did
pulled it on my way to the finish line, so I fell into the finish line. So I would say I'm plus or minus maybe 0.2 on my time. And
Do you think maybe that forward lean helped you?
Oh, the injury may have like propelled me forward.
Yeah.
Because it was man.
Yeah.
I still,
hurts.
It was bad. It was so bad that because I don't think that's ever happened to me. It was so bad that I thought I was torn. I was like, what am I going to do? Like, how do I repair this? I swear it was torn, but it healed fairly quickly. So
3 weeks.
probably wasn't torn.
Yeah. And he beat me, or I beat him barely.
Barely. So if I
tripped.
didn't tear my hamstring, I think I would have.
5s is pretty solid though.
Yeah, it wasn't
anything in the
It wasn't
fives.
deep fives though.
Yeah, it was kind of low fives, right?
Yeah, it was low fives.
Low
It was
fives.
like 5.4 maybe.
That's solid.
Yeah.
So what I'm getting at is, if I like posing this question. I can't remember who I was. Oh, I asked Jordan Poyer this one, but for a different position. If you were to train me for a summer, do you think because like I'm 28, I'm 10 years older than these high schoolers. Do you think I could win a Florida high school championship?
No.
Hold on, I didn't finish at quarterback.
No.
Hold on. Yeah, I got nothing else.
I know nothing
I've
about
seen
your
these
background.
high school kids.
Yeah, I know nothing about your background.
How about JV?
He's like, oh, you're talking ninth graders now.
Yeah, I think you may be. Maybe.
I could like give.
You say you might
give
go
us a
5 and
chance.
5.
Championship's a stretch. But I mean, you got high schoolers now
So,
that are
Yeah,
6'4", 230 and been training for 10 years.
And that's now. When I was in high school, I played football barely. I'm not an athletic guy. I played varsity just because my dad played in college 4 years and was on the Redskins Washington football team now, practice squad. So I wanted to give my shot at football in high school.
Right.
So I jumped right in without, any sort of athletic training or anything. So I rode the bench most of high school, ended up quitting. But I was in there in the practice fields and got into games. And even back then in 2010, one of the defensive linemen was huge. It was like 6'4", 300 pounds. These guys are way bigger now.
Oh, yeah. They're machines.
You're going to get crushed out there.
Just curious, and just curious. What would be, so you have to prime me to have the best chance to do this. And we only have a summer. What would be the key, the like 3 focal points? Put you on the spot.
And you've never played quarterback before?
No. Football Fridays.
Yes.
We played after school every Friday.
Two-hand touch in high school.
We tackled. I was all-time quarterback.
Oh, man.
But it was like,
And I play Madden.
Well,
but
the
it was
first
like
thing you got to worry
65%
about.
speed.
Well, the first thing you got to worry about is injury. So that would be the first focus.
With my hammy.
Is well, just in general, right? Like
Anything.
first focus would be you're going to spend the majority of your time in a weight room, right?
I probably
And
need
stretch lab
stretch. I need
and
stretch
recovery and things like that, so you don't get hurt training because that's where a lot of the injuries come in. And then if I only had 3 months, like you know what, I would probably refer you somewhere else.
Well, you just lost business to Jordan Palmer.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, listen, I could teach you how to throw. Like, that wouldn't be the problem.
I would love that.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's not the problem.
I can't throw.
I can
can't.
teach anybody how to
Wait,
throw.
could you teach me? Like, because I could probably get it 20 yards max.
Oh yeah, we could put distance on in one session.
What?
Yeah.
Because I've like, that's like up there with me wanting to dunk. Now, dunk is probably higher up there for me.
It should be, yeah. It should be.
Yeah, that would actually be
I want to
cooler.
throw a football far.
All right, dunking would be a lot cooler than being able to throw a football.
Like, I
50
feel like
yards.
dunking, you got a much better chance of showing that off than just randomly being somewhere with a football and 40, 50 yards to spare.
Right? It's like, let me show you guys. Let's
Unless
go
you're
to the street.
throwing that thing over the stadium.
Right,
then-
right. And nobody really knows how far you're supposed to throw, but dunking, there's a literal bar. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Right, yeah.
That everyone
But
recognizes.
yeah, I mean, throwing a football is more.
How many yards do you think you could get with me in like 5 sessions?
Oh, I'd have to see. I don't know.
Oh, you have to see where
I'd
I'm
have to
at,
see where you're at
starting-
now. I mean, it's a lot of it's ground force, rotational force, torque, stuff like that, and then it gets down to arm strength, arm speed. So I mean, wherever
play
you're at,
tennis.
if you've never trained before,
play
okay,
tennis.
well, no. So
Good speed.
there's
Big
a
arm
lot.
speed.
Good
There's
speed.
a lot of parallels. A whole lot of parallels. I mean, just about anybody, if they came in for a session, we could add 10, 15 yards.
Wow.
If they've never trained before. Yeah. Pretty easily.
But
That's encouraging.
we'd like to come in for a session then.
Come on. Come on, let's try it. Let's see. Let me back it up. Let's
a
see.
fire vlog.
I know. We do all these sports competitions, and Andy usually wins in them, so I need to find something.
Come in. We could do, there's so many things. We could have y'all come in and catch for some of our college guys. We could have y'all come in and
Oh my
throw.
God, that would be amazing.
Yeah, we
call
could
up
do it.
Angelo.
Oh, yeah,
Angelo
yeah.
needs to come down here.
We're all about content. All about, especially
Yeah?
with name, image. Oh, absolutely. With name, image, likeness now? Yeah. I looked at y'all's followers before I came on here. Like, you kidding me? Yeah. I mean, if y'all post something, they get followers, right? So, yeah, we do that in a heartbeat.
For sure.
That's set in stone now. What's the?
Sorry, there's this running joke on Twitter about me being the Jags tight end one, and I need all the content I can get to show that I have some sort of kind of athletic bone in my body. Because what I did in the Jags practice facility is not it.
It didn't show it.
I ran a terrible route, but I caught the ball. I look awkward out there.
Well,
but.
Shaughnessy's my boy. So Shaughnessy in the offseason essentially lives in our facility.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's like, that is one of the hardest working guys I've ever seen in my life. He just loves to work. So maybe we could talk him into doing something.
Off-season content has to happen after this season.
Yeah. I hate how injured he's been because he looks so good this offseason.
Yeah.
So good. I thought he was going to have a huge year.
What's your all's hottest time of the year? Like most busiest?
It used to be summer. It used to be that we went hard. Really, January to April was one speed, but then May through July was a whole nother speed. Honestly, now I miss those days because now it's 12 months. Like it's 70% of our business right now comes from out of town. So they'll fly in for the weekend or for a 4-day stretch, and we'll get 5, 6, 7 sessions in. And so somebody somewhere is always on a bye week. So we stay pretty busy the whole year now, which thankful for, but I do miss the couple of months off too.
And are these kids already quarterbacks playing, or are they trying to? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, most, right? Like I kind of said before, if you come in and you grew up and you never really threw anything, where you don't have a natural arm path, we're not going to be able to help. Mm-hmm. It's it got to the point to where it's just like, okay, here's the process before you come in here. And we just had that this weekend. We had a kid come in, and we just had to pull the parents aside and say, okay, come back in 6 months. And we gave him a couple names of people that could help the kid gain some strength and stuff like that. Otherwise, he was just going to get frustrated in there.
That's how you know you're legit, when you like turn down a customer because you know that it's not right for you.
Well, I think early when I first started doing this, one, I was broke. But it's seeing things, right? It's like, okay, yeah, I may be able to teach you how to throw better, but I've been doing this long enough now that I kind of recognize we're going to hit a quick ceiling with this kid. Mm-hmm. And then he's just going to get frustrated. He's ultimately never going to come back, or he's going to quit playing, or the parents are going to get, and nobody likes wasting money, and nobody likes stealing money, right? So it's, okay, well, let's get him to this point so that the ceiling is much higher. And it's just, you learn that through screwing up, basically.
Fuck, I had something.
It was gold, too. I saw it. I saw it in your eyes. It was gold.
Oh, my gosh. Where's the quarterback hotbed in the country right now?
It was here for a minute. I mean, we had, a couple years where, Anthony Richardson, Carson Beck, and Jeff Sims were all Elite 11 finalists, all trained together every Sunday with me for years. The young group that we have locally is unbelievable. Like
young, like
grade,
high school,
9th and 10th grade.
JV.
Yeah, for none of these guys are playing JV. Right? Yeah. These guys all have offers already.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
From 9th and 10th grade?
Yes.
Didn't Trevor Lawrence play varsity like 9th grade?
Yeah, y'all heard about my tweet, right?
Yes, that's actually on my list.
Yeah. Trevor,
I'd love for you to tell that story.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go right to that. Yeah, so I was at the Cartersville-Bartram Trail game. So we'll back up. The first time I ever saw Trevor was at Elite 11 camp, his 11th grade year.
An Elite 11 is a high school gathering of quarterbacks?
Yeah, it's the best quarterbacks in the country, and we do regionals. I say we still. They do regionals all over the country, right? Mm-hmm. And so what they're trying to find is the 11 best quarterbacks. And so it's basically a competition, right? So it's kind of weird now. It's called Elite 11, but the finalists are actually, there's like 25 now.
Yeah.
I guess Elite 25 like doesn't sound good.
They kept expanding and said, we'll keep the name.
Right. And so you go to all these different places, and this one was in Charlotte. And
great city.
It is a great city. Trevor was there. Emory Jones was there. Joey Gateway was there. Like, it was a who's who. I think Justin was there. Fields was there.
Oh, wow.
And I don't quote me on that. I may have had him mixed up. But anyway, Trevor walks up, and you can't miss him. And we'd all heard about him.
Is that it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just the hair.
Oh,
even then, right? It's like, that's Trevor.
Yeah.
The first ball he threw was like, holy crap! Like, ball just comes out differently. And then later in the camp, we do the 7-on-7 thing, and he threw an absolute piss missile about 60 yards, like unbelievable. So fast forward 3 or 4 months, I go up to Cartersville, watch him play, and while I'm there in August, I'm sitting there watching this kid, and I'm like, oh, I've never seen anything like this. So I just fire off a tweet in 2017 with the first overall pick, 2021 draft, Jacksonville Jaguars select Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, not even thinking about it.
Forgot about it. Bro,
Yeah.
forgot about it.
That's crazy.
Jags get the first pick, radio station digs it up. And they're like, they retweet it. And I was like, oh, yeah, I did say that. Yeah, and then it just went crazy.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was just one of those things. Like, the only reason I said Jacksonville is because I live here.
And,
right?
And, okay, so I'll give saying that they'll have the first pick. I would say that that's, I can't give you kudos for that because they're always bad. But we've never had the first pick. So to say that's
I put
not
no
bad.
thought into it. Besides,
You were just living in Jacksonville. You saw
Right.
Trevor and said, hey, Jags first pick.
But you did
Trevor
do the
Lawrence.
math on how old was he at the time? What grade?
he was senior.
So you did the
So,
math on,
yeah.
okay, he's only going to be in college.
That's literally the only thing I did. Like, me thinking that he was going to be the first pick, I promise you that night was not an original thought.
right.
There were probably
Okay.
8,000 other people in the stands that were seeing the same thing I was. And like I said, the only reason why I said Jacksonville
tweet it.
because that's where I live.
Yeah.
So I was like,
Crazy.
all right, I'm going to tweet this out. So, yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Let's hope it works out.
How do you feel now? What week are we in? 12?
Yeah, this is week 12.
We're regretting this 17-week schedule now.
Yeah. I never want it, even though I love football. I don't need 17 weeks.
Brady doesn't either.
No, he doesn't.
I
Heard what
mean,
he said about it? He don't like it.
more football is better, but
Yeah.
I kind of wish there was only 16 this year.
Yeah, right. Although I don't know, we kind of need I kind of like the more weeks because we don't have the first pick right now. Maybe we need the extra weeks to fall back to number 1 pick overall.
Are we doing that again?
I mean,
Are we hoping for the number 1
where
pick
am I at
again?
now?
Don't talk to me about the draft.
I want
now.
Yeah, right.
I want Trevor to look good, but he has nothing. So how's your take on Trevor? Because before the season, I know he's it. He's the franchise.
My view hasn't changed. I've been consistent. There were some concerns before the draft mechanically, and that's still there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like what?
Just really boring stuff like front half control and some things like that just he can clean up, pretty easily. And I think that's probably some of the reason for the inconsistencies. Like it's like if I'm throwing you the ball should be pointing at you when I release it, right? And if you watch him, the ball's kind of pointing out to the right, right? And it's just kind of the way you get through the ball. It'd be like playing golf and your club head is just a little bit off, right? And it's going to make, over the course of 200, 300 yards, however far you hit a golf ball, it's going to make it that much worse, right? And so I think there's some things like that when he gets to an offseason that doesn't involve a surgery, that he can address. The issue that I've got right now with him, I haven't changed. I think he's still going to be a top 5 quarterback in the league for the better part of the next decade. I got to see more dog out of him, though. You know what I mean? Like, we didn't draft him to throw check down routes. We didn't draft him to throw 5-yard outs.
So you want like the week 1 to 3?
I
Trevor?
do. And if he throws 30 interceptions, he throws it.
Yeah.
Like, that's who he is.
Take some risks. You
It's
got
almost like
nothing to
we've
lose.
neutered the dude. You know what I mean? It's like, and I know we don't have that speed guy. I get that. But you can point to a lot of quarterbacks that when you just take the training wheels off, they throw guys open. They throw to green. They see things that normal people don't see, and that's Trevor. And when you ask him to throw, 10 swing passes in a game, you're literally neutering the guy. And so I would like to see these last, how many ever games, like
7.
just take it, Trev. If you throw 20 interceptions the last 7 games, who cares at this point? Like, learn your lessons, find out what you can and can't do, take this thing over, and just be the alpha dog. Like, that's what I want to see because that's who he is. I just feel like he's being, greatly limited. You're seeing it with Mac. They're letting Mac. So Mac's skill set is different. Mac's skill set is he's crazy accurate inside of 25 yards. So you build your offense around that, and they've done that in New England.
So I feel like New England has always had that within the 25-yard offense.
I can remember Brady and Moss and,
Yeah,
You know what I
there
mean?
was
Like-
Moss, but I feel like Brady, Edelman, Amendola.
Welker.
Yeah. No, you're right. A bunch of across the field, like horizontal separation.
Hella checkdowns to James
And,
White.
Yeah.
and just like
Yeah.
even like 5-yard comeback, for some reason, and this was on my list to ask you about, why does the 5-yard like they don't have anyone on offense in the receiver position that like will scare you,
Right.
but I was watching Mac Jones, one of the first Patriots games I watched this year, just throwing it to wide open people, just a little 5-yard comeback, just wide open, or the corners playing like really off them. But when I watch the Jags, everyone's like blanketed. What do the Patriots know that we don't know?
I think if you go back, I don't think it's just the Patriots. If you go back to the very first preseason game, well, let's go back further. Let's talk about like training camp. If you remember in training camp, we were throwing to tight ends a ton during training camp, during scrimmages, all that kind of stuff. I remember sitting at practice going, gosh, that's like 5 throws in a row to a tight end. And then it hit me. It was like, well, we're throwing to the tight end because our linebackers can't cover anybody. So that's why they're open. So then I started looking at kind of the outside guys and where are we creating separation, what routes we're running. And even against our own guys, they weren't creating separation. Every throw was contested. Right? So I don't know if it's a coaching issue. I don't know if it's a schematic issue. I don't know what it is.
Route running issue.
But to your point, every other team seems to find a way to get at least 3 or 4 yard separation on a speed out. And we're not doing it. And if you think back, I mean, Gardner's my dude, and so I'm always going to take up for him, but that's what we all said then too. That hasn't changed. The issue with Gardner was, well, we're not pushing anything up the field. Well, we're still not. And we have a guy with a generational arm not pushing up the field. So I don't know if it's the lack of speed. You know, I'm a big proponent of, I don't even care if you can't catch. I think of that guy on The Replacements, the movie. I don't know. Did y'all see that, or y'all too young? I've never seen The Replacements.
I've heard of it.
Y'all have got to watch the Shane Falco. You got to watch it. But you need that guy that even if he can't catch, the fear is he's going to run by me. Like, and it just stretches the defense out, and it makes them play differently.
That's how I drafted in Madden when I did the franchise.
That's what you should do. And they don't have that guy. And they haven't had that guy. And Dante Moncrief was supposed to be that guy. He wasn't. I can't think of the last guy they had like that. DJ Chark's not it. He's not that guy.
Not that guy.
Marvin Jones, not that guy.
No, Marvin's
Patriots-
and I love Marvin, but he's not that guy.
I love Marvin too.
Patriots don't either. Does it have anything to do with their tight ends? Is that how they can get some separation? from their
Tight end
receivers?
system, formations, personnel groupings, timing.
This shit is all on the coaches, man. I'm blaming all them coaches.
That's what Urban says.
They gonna ruin my boy Trevor, man.
And I will defend them in this way. There was a 3-week period where Trevor missed guys when they did get the separation. Double move with Marvin Jones, I think against Buffalo.
Yeah.
Missed him.
Yeah, saw that.
Indy, there was something, I don't remember what it was, but he missed that. You don't get those chances very often.
Right.
And so I
Especially
felt like
with
they
us.
did scheme up some stuff, but it's
then now with all of your players on offense that you need to help create that separation get hurt, it's not going to make these next 7 weeks any easier for them.
No. And listen, Jamal Agnew, he came to the facility a lot during the offseason. That dude's a different gear, man.
Yeah.
He's a whole
It's fun.
different gear. Yeah, he's super good dude too, man. But yeah, you're right. You lose him, you lose ETN, you lose DJ Chark.
It's like it's nothing out there.
You've lost all your speed.
Yeah, I don't know what he's going to
and
do
Marvin
now.
Jones.
Yep.
Bro, that's
And
so
Carlos
that's-
Hyde.
That's so slow.
Carlos
That is
Hyde,
so
yep.
slow.
And then whatever tight end we throw out there, and that's it.
I mean, Dan Arnold's like the best trade they've made
Yeah.
in how long?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hated that trade when it happened.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Why?
Just I hated the idea of it. Not that there's anything that we could have done at the time to change what had happened.
You hated that we lost the first round pick.
Yeah, I
again?
hated.
Yeah, you just didn't want to surrender.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I
I
got
more
you.
hated Dave Caldwell and our draft pick than I did. And like I look at Jalen Ramsey now, and I'm like, oh my.
So do y'all put more? I'm curious. Do y'all put more of this on coaching, or do you put more of this on mismanagement?
I would do the latter because you see what the Patriots did for Mac Jones in the offseason. Like they loaded him up. I don't know how much of influence Urban had on Balky in the offseason, but I feel like we could have done more than we did.
I think this is a byproduct of December 2019 when they knew that they had 2 first-round, 2 second-round draft picks in back-to-back drafts, and they split up the coach for those. Like those 8 have to go together. So it's like you should have fired Marone and Caldwell then.
Gotcha.
And had the same guy with the same plan drafting all 8 of those picks. And by not doing that, like you really did cut those in half schematically with what you want to do. So I go back to kind of, I'm going to put this a little bit on Shad.
Yeah.
Of not being able to just pull that trigger when he should have.
I think a lot of people are blaming Shad.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that, it goes back to the fan thing. I said this the other day on our show. It's like the apathy, it's not even apathy anymore. It's almost like a anger. It's almost like until you win, there is nothing they can do in the offseason to get fans excited. That ship has sailed.
Right.
Because it was this offseason that got everyone.
It's been the shipyards. It's been Lot J. It's been like all these different things that they're offseason champs. It's, all the draft picks. That you're not the only thing that's going to get these fans back really engaged is wins.
Yep. And you can't do that until the season starts.
That's right.
Like they're going to come up with another catchphrase this offseason, like own it this year.
Own it.
They do it every year. But we can't draft another Trevor Lawrence. We already have him. You can't do a draft pick that's going to get people excited as much as they did with Trevor Lawrence. And I already have Urban Meyer. So it's going to be a struggle for the ticket offices this offseason.
Yeah. But, hey, at least AEW saw him well.
Actually, you probably say that in jest.
I do.
But I am a big fan.
I'm glad you are. It rubbed me the wrong way when Tony Khan, on the same day that they lost their 20th game in a row, was boasting about Wednesday night success on AEW.
Yeah. That bothers me too.
It was like, dude, come on. Like, read the room. Yeah.
Oh, God, jinx. Where did you get your background on how you got your quarterback knowledge? Like, is it a passion thing? Were you born into a family?
Oh gosh.
Because you did say luck at the beginning.
Yeah, no, I was very lucky. It was, my story's kind of weird. I played quarterback. I wasn't very good. Like, I literally just handed off. Like, I had amazing running backs. We won state championships, and I didn't have to throw. Didn't have to stretch.
That's great.
Like, just hand it off. Yeah. And then I got into.
That's how I will get to the championship game.
If you get the right running backs, yes.
Derrick Henry in high school.
And then and then I was in the finance world, and then wasn't very good at it, but made a decent living. That's the thing about that world. You can suck at it, but still make a lot of money. And then in 2008, that took me out of there. And so I'd been coaching. I've always had an interest in quarterback. And so at that point, I just dove into it. And it was more of met the right people, studied the right people, got involved with the right people. And one thing kind of led to another. And it started out of necessity because we were living like on the couches and bedrooms of family members. Like, we had lost our house, everything, when we first started this thing. And first couple clients were like dads that just called and said, "Hey, will you train my kid?" I was charging like $40 for like 3 hours.
Wow.
Right? Like, it was, it was nothing. It was literally, to try to put gas in a car. Right. And
get by.
Yeah. And that was it. It was literally like, financial survival. And so it was one of those things where I started getting a little bit more involved, and it was like, hey, I can make some money doing this. And I really like doing it. And so at 35, took an internship, a free internship at 1010XL, and started just training quarterbacks because I had nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just kind of grew into this.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The luck part, by the way, came because I had some really good quarterbacks that
came through.
Yeah. I didn't really do that much with them, but my name kind of got attached to them.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I worked with him.
Yeah.
So now you can put that on the website.
It's not. I'm not that guy.
Oh, you're not that guy. Not that guy.
No, not until I figure out a way to make a kid 6'5", 230. Am I going to claim that? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of silly.
Herbert.
Not to mention, like, I'm not the one in there sweating. They are. Like, I'm not the one in there lifting weights when they're not in there. They are. So it's like we're more of kind of just a compass for them.
Wow. Where does the name 6 points come from?
It's touchdown.
Oh, duh. What the fuck? I was in my head. I was like, what could that be? Maybe like there's 6 points to a throw.
No, you're
like
not
1,
alone.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I have a trainer that works with us that asked me that. It's like, so what are the 6 points? I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like the 6 points that you named the company after. I'm like, it's the number of points you get when you cross the end zone.
What's funny is if it was called 7 points, I probably would have been like, oh yeah, touchdown. But then extra point.
Then I have to train kickers too. And I don't want to do that.
We've talked to Scobie.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your take? You watching? So you try not to watch NFL. You try to put on Netflix or something. But do you follow any quarterbacks that you don't train yourself? Like, what's your thought on Lamar's progression?
Love Lamar. Lamar does almost everything mechanically wrong, but he is the perfect example of don't screw with something that's working.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really. I mean, Lamar, if you walk through my door tomorrow, I'd really have to think.
Like, what do? I don't want to touch it. I don't want to mess anything
Right,
up.
Because, I mean, the arm angles he's throwing from
I was gonna
such
ask
a
that.
natural
Like, we'll do
ability.
one of these.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And I feel like if you start to try to structure a guy like Lamar, you take away other parts of his game.
Right.
I just think it's so awesome how he's making people look like idiots. That said, he's never going to play quarterback, but I'm obsessed. Oh, did y'all say that?
I may have been a Lamar.
I'm not calling you an idiot.
Andy's got some real hot takes of quarterbacks.
Oh, yeah?
When
I have to.
when they first come in the league.
Aaron Rodgers, I'm obsessed with. The angles he throws from.
He's amazing.
He's unreal. Derek Carr. I could watch Derek Carr all day. Like, just from Derek Carr has never trained. Like, never trained with anybody mechanically. He's self-taught everything, and he's like perfect.
Wow.
Yeah. And most trainers wouldn't admit that. Would never. But dude, you like that guy. I could just sit there and watch him all day. Love Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I was going to ask about Herbert.
How does that make sense? He was in Oregon, and he wasn't touted as top 3 pick.
Oh, he was. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Justin Herbert, if he'd have come out the year before, he probably would have been the number 1 pick.
So I'm trying to remember that draft. When the Chargers picked him, there was someone else that was still on the board. It was kind of like if I remember, I could be wrong.
Yeah, he didn't have a great senior year statistically, if I remember right. I remember I was at the Auburn-Oregon game in Dallas, and it's before the game. I'm just kind of watching him throw, and he's having a conversation with somebody, warming up, throwing the ball 65, 70 yards like it's nothing. And it's just balls turning over. It's beautiful. Then you watch him play, and it was what Oregon didn't really suit his game. It wasn't like if he'd have been at Alabama, he'd have been unbelievable.
So I hear that about. I heard someone say that about Trevor. Like, why he should have been in the under center his whole college career, get the mechanics right, and he would have been so good right out the gate in the NFL.
Don't get me started on Clemson, man.
Yeah.
I don't.
Same.
I got my feelings hurt a couple weeks ago because I've been saying for like everywhere, anything I'm on, that Clemson has not done a good job developing quarterbacks. And everybody just kind of laughed at me. But then all of a sudden Trent Dilfer said it, and everybody's like, oh, look, Trent said it. I'm like,
I think that's actually where I got what I just said from.
Yeah, and it's like you look at Trevor when he went in there and when he left, and Trevor's just, a dude. So he's going to win. Like, that's what he does. And he's just that extremely talented. Take a guy like DJ who's there now, who is very talented, but not that talented.
Yeah.
And look at where he's gone. And it's just this old school mechanics mentality that just is going to come back to bite you at some point. Like, if you've got science in front of you that says there's a better way to teach to throw a football or a better way to do anything, why would you not use it? And they don't.
Yeah.
They just refuse to.
In that 2020 draft, it was Burrow 1, and then 2-0 went right before Justin Herbert to the Dolphins.
Yeah, Burrow's a dude, man.
Yeah. So you're talking about Justin Herbert. If he went to Alabama, he would have been crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So how come he was able to? Well, maybe that's just the situation that he entered was probably just so much better than Trevor's, because he was Oregon and was the NFL, and he's been. Have you compare him to Andrew Luck? Like, Are they kind of like having the same kind of success? They both look amazing. Like I've never seen anything like Herbert, I don't think.
You talking about Andrew Luck and Herbert?
Yeah, like the success they
You
had
want
right
something
away.
wild with Andrew Luck? Look up his completion percentage. Andrew Luck's not what you think he is.
Really? Like, are you saying year one or
Career.
Oh, okay. Well,
Career. Cam Newton has a higher completion percentage.
What?
Look it up. Andrew Luck's career completion percentage is under 61%. It's like 60.4.
It's got to be over that versus the Jags. Maybe that's what.
Yeah, probably so. Yeah, probably so. But I think, to be fair, I think my expectation was for Trevor to have a Herbert type year.
Yeah, me too.
And he hasn't. He has underperformed. And there's no way you can say that and not say he's a bust. Like, both of those can be true.
Right. I'm holding judgment on the bust thing until probably the end of next year. Maybe you kind of get an idea of
the prime for any quarterback.
Okay, I'm not giving him 2 years. I'm going to give him
years
3.
5 through 9 are quarterback's prime. Like, that's their absolute prime.
But when can you start telling? Like,
I'd say 3. I'd say 3. Yeah, 3. I'd say year 3. And in this situation, I think especially so.
Got to give him like 8.
So bad. Yeah, exactly. It is so bad, man. It is.
There's not even any words to describe it anymore.
Dysfunction. I mean, that's it. That's it. I think that's the only way you can describe it. It's just dysfunctional.
How do you describe what Tom Brady's doing at 44? Probably not the same.
TB12.
Yeah, and what we don't know about TB12. You know what? Tom Brady, though, is a perfect example of what I was just saying about Clemson. Like, if you look at Tom Brady now compared to Tom Brady 10, 15 years ago, 2 completely different dudes.
Different releases and
everything mechanically.
All the mechanics.
Everything mechanically, completely different. Tom Brady was not a good deep thrower for the first part of his career, and now he's one of the best ever.
Yeah, now he's
he's
dipping that thing right in there.
Oh yeah, and he's got the it thing that we talked about, and it is a maniacal thing, man. It really is. It's like living around these guys like I do. It's almost like these guys are crazy, legit crazy, and they have to be to play at that level. And you talk to anybody that's been around Brady, and that's him. I mean, he works, and he cannot stomach losing at all in anything. And I think you just have to be. And I think it's that pursuit that keeps him young. And it's not just a pursuit of winning. It's a pursuit of like, okay, there's a better way to do this and a better way to do that. And I've got the resources. I'm going to challenge the old way. And I think for him, that's kept him young in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Who's got the perfect mechanics that you've ever seen? Either watching on TV or worked with.
Man, that's tough to say. Mechanics get bundled into like a one-size-fits-all thing, and some free game here. If you're looking for your kid to train and you go somewhere and every kid looks the same throwing the ball, don't go there.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's built different. Like Patrick Mahomes, you would never say he's got bad mechanics, but he looks way different than Tom Brady throwing the ball, right? Arm angles are different. Their natural arm pass are different.
Okay.
Everything's different. So I'll go back to Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers has learned like how to best suit his body. He's making throws now he's never made. Like never. Like nobody's ever made. Matt Stafford's another one, by the way. Yeah. Matt Stafford don't get enough credit.
Stafford doesn't. He's probably most underrated in the league.
He was doing stuff that we talk about Mahomes.
He was doing, He was
doing it a decade ago.
The Lions, but he's on the Lions.
But he's in Detroit. Yeah. So I think that mechanics thing, you got to be careful with that, because and I fall into this sometimes. It's like we'll have a pretty good quarterback walk in, and he'll say, "Hey, I've been training with this, but I want to make a change." And he'll come in, and the first thing we'll try to do is change what he's been working on forever to something that suits our eye, right? That's optically pleasing. And you got to realize, well, that may not be how this kid is built. And just because it doesn't look as smooth coming out of his hands doesn't mean it's not as effective.
Yeah.
Right. So I think until you go out and you try to catch a ball, until you really, see with your own eyes the effort these guys are having to put behind the throw to make them, I think it's hard to say anything about mechanics.
I have to ask about Kyler Murray, because he's one of my favorite quarterbacks right now. But sometimes it looks like he's just slinging that thing out there, and it just magically ends up in the receiver's hands.
He
overrated.
He said,
I got
me?
a dog on him because he's always hyping him up, and I guess
So I had another like
He's been
similar
insane.
Trevor thing. So before he ever started at Oklahoma, he was at Texas A&M, and we were doing the Sports Den at the time on the radio station. And I'm like, there's this dude Kyler Murray that's going to win a Heisman to be the first pick. And James was like, who the? It's Kyler Murray, right?
You did it again?
Yeah, but I saw him in high school, and this dude just has this different level of juice to him than anybody I've ever seen. You know, we all know he was amazing at baseball.
Yeah.
But the force that he gets through a throw is just you can't measure it. And he's so twitchy. Everybody was talking about, he's going to get blown up at the NFL level because he's so small. No, you can't get a hit on him.
They always say that.
Yeah, you literally can't get a hit on the guy. The one negative about Kyler Murray is it set forward this whole group of parents who are like, my kid can play at Oklahoma or Texas or whatever because Kyler Murray did it and he's only 5'9". Like your kid ain't Kyler Murray. Mm-hmm. Like it's that's not the situation. That was the only negative out of Kyler. Like if your kid's 5'9", don't get a college fund. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be tough.
Who has the best deep ball? And the reason why I'm asking is because I wanted to ask about Russell Wilson. Like, why does he throw it so high up in the air? And was he taught that? Is it like a natural thing, do you think?
A little bit of both. There's differing opinions on that. I don't like the ball so high because the less time it's in the air, the more time it's in somebody's hands, right? Like, to me, that makes sense, but it's an accuracy and feel thing. So if I'm not throwing to a person, I'm throwing to a spot, right? And in my head, I've got to do this quick calculation of that spot, and he's running, and so however you feel like you're most accurate.
He'd be launching that thing.
He does, man. It's like it is moonshots, and it will
drop right into Lockett hand at the back of the end zone.
It's unreal.
It's crazy.
It's unreal. Jake Luton was in Seattle. He's now with Miami, and I trained Jake, and we were having a conversation when we went to Seattle. He's like, man, you can't even imagine how high he throws the ball, but it's on the money every time. So it's another one of those things. It's like, I think a lot of times people get their own judgment about something they can't do, and that's fine. But why is somebody going to tell him to throw lower when he's literally dotting it up every time?
Like you said with Lamar, don't change
it, man. I mean, you can improve, right? But don't change the base of who you are with it.
Right.
Anything else?
That's it for me.
I got one more. Do you wash your legs when you take a shower?
Wow, why is this a hot question all of a sudden?
Shouldn't be.
What's funny? We actually talked about it on our podcast, and I started seeing it everywhere. Not saying that's where, but you had that thing with Trent Dilfer. I had that thing of like, I'm kind of.
Let's talk about this for a second because there's variables to this. How big is the shower?
It's your. Let's do what
your home residence.
My shower's big, so yes. If I'm in my shower,
okay.
Yes.
What if you're in a tub shower?
Probably not.
And
I'm not flexible like that, man. I'm a little bit overweight right now. I'm the heaviest I've been in a long time. Like, that's hard work. 45 years old, so it's like, I'll get it tomorrow.
So my thing is if I exercise.
Well, yeah, you got.
If I sweat, then I'll.
Yeah, you have to then.
And then maybe not every time, but yeah.
He's sick, man. He's sick.
No, I mean if you're sweating, you have to.
We actually have a new debate now.
What's that?
Do you flush your pee if it's clear?
Oh my God, that's not a debate.
How's that a debate?
Who's debating that?
Who is
who's debating that?
Americans are debating this? People with running water?
Me. Me and him.
Wait,
I try to implement it as a house rule, but I think I'm losing.
Yeah, I mean, there's only two of us here, but do what you want. But I ain't gonna say well with me.
I'm just trying to. I'm thinking about how rude that is.
Is it?
Imagine waking up at like 7:30. You got a urine flowing, and you see a big bowl of yellow.
It's not yellow. It's clear.
It's not always clear.
Even if it's clear,
It's
like
always
there's
clear.
still a smell to it. It's like
sometimes.
If you eat asparagus, maybe.
I mean.
But you're right. I will
flush
try,
the toilet.
I will
flush the toilet.
That one
Wash your legs. Like,
whoa.
If you're
I
sweating,
say wash my legs because I can not visibly, but I can feel the dirt on my legs.
Yeah.
And I feel grimy. That's
Yeah.
why I always wash my legs.
Now I
And
will
they're hairy,
admit, the feet that's tough.
It's tough to get to.
But you have to dry between. Like, that's... I can't identify with you if you don't literally dry your feet. Like, I don't
pat them.
Well, I have
pat
to
'em dry.
because they'll get cracked for me if I
Like
air
KD?
dry my feet, like
KD.
KD's legs.
Yeah, that's like...
I have to dry my feet.
If you've ever had athlete's foot, it's something you don't want. It's miserable.
I might have athlete's leg if I keep it
You
up.
may have it like
I got something in
amputated,
my foot. I don't know what it is though.
Yeah, that's not sanitary.
Yeah, it's hard to admit.
So
Don't.
never mind. If it's clear, do you pee in the shower and not wash your legs?
Anyway,
I pee in the shower. I will pee in the shower.
You pee in the shower?
Sometimes, yes. It saves water.
Well, so does
I
not
pee in the shower.
so does not flushing when it's clear.
I pee in the
Well,
shower despite the color.
Well, if I'm taking a shower and I have to pee, I'll pee in the shower and I won't go in the toilet and then I'll just go in the shower.
Yeah, I go in the shower, and I'm okay with you going in the shower because we're sharing a shower right now. So all of these are big questions that.
Wow,
need to
y'all
be
got some
addressed.
serious stuff to work out.
Well, I don't know if he washes his legs or not in there, so that doesn't bother me. Just please flush the toilet, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
And if you pee in the shower, don't let rinse the pee out, obviously.
Well,
Rinse it, let it make sure it gets down in the drain. Don't leave it on splattered everywhere. You feel me? Because it'll dry up and we'll have yellow stains around everything. And then we'll have guests.
I'll have to. Yeah, I got to listen to y'all more. I didn't know this is where we went.
It's worse than this.
We're going to get a whiteboard with house rules, cleanliness rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of those don't need to be on a board. Like that.
Imagine someone walks in, flush the toilet, flush the toilet after you go to the bathroom.
After every use. I was thinking about doing that. But
Where can people follow you and find your content?
Denny_Thompson on Twitter, Denny Thompson Jax on Instagram, and then 6 Points Jax on all of them. So 6 Points Instagram and TikTok does pretty well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. It's like,
Well, we not to brag, but we've been doing some numbers on TikTok ourselves.
it's fun. And Instagram Reels, like,
Instagram Reels is
where it's at.
pops, yeah.
that's because Instagram had to copy TikTok's format. So
We stopped
No
doing a
shade.
bunch of content, like, for whatever reason. I think I just got lazy.
yeah, happens.
But we were doing just like 11.5 million views a month. Is what we were
Wow.
averaging.
Wow.
Yeah, just people throwing the football.
Wow,
Like that type of stuff.
That's great.
So I don't know what the algorithm is, but I can tell you this: I'm
Consistency.
working now to monetize that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I can't figure out the YouTube thing though. I
It's
can't-
hard.
It really is. I don't.
I mean, we try to be
That's-
as consistent as possible, but it's like
That's the toughest of them all. YouTube.
And it's almost like the lottery with YouTube. It's like there's enough people making enough money off of it where it makes you keep trying.
yes, exactly.
People,
But then you reach that point where it's like, how the heck are these people doing this? And TikTok's a little bit like that too.
yeah.
Yeah,
But,
like how,
but at least TikTok, is generous with their algorithm.
Yeah.
YouTube is very
bro,
strict.
you need to get your team back on TikTok.
I know.
You guys do numbers on here. They have 37,000
We
followers.
have multiple, 3 million videos, 3 million view videos. We just haven't done anything.
Yeah, that's good form.
That's what you're looking at.
We haven't done anything for a while.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
We were going there for a while.
How long is a while? Like months?
No, their last one was
Should have been last week.
3 days ago.
Yeah, but
the one
I
before
think
that
we've
was
posted maybe 3 videos since football season started.
Oh, okay.
I see the red field though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's obnoxious, isn't it?
What was the idea behind that?
It wasn't my idea.
Oh.
The guy that owns the facility put in red turf with a yellow end zone. And like I said, it's been great for branding. But
Yeah, it looked like I'm watching a Chiefs game or something.
yeah, everybody asks like if I'm a Maryland fan. No, but if Under Armour wants to come sponsor me, come on. No, but yeah, you can go follow TikTok, 6 Points Jax, Denny Thompson Jax.
Any Facebook page at all?
Yeah, but I mean, 6 points. But I don't think we've posted on that in a year.
Yeah, just asking.
Yeah, we need to though.
Yeah.
That's where the buyers are at. Parents.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
that's
should.
true.
We should.
I asked because I do a lot on Facebook because I have a big Jags audience on there and we do good numbers on Facebook. believe it or not.
Have you paid attention to the difference in the comments on each social media platform?
For me personally, or
Yeah.
just
Yeah. Just like the way people respond. Like Facebook seems to be very kind.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
That's new.
Twitter's just vicious.
Oh yeah, Twitter will always be more vicious or and sarcastic.
Isn't it funny though? Isn't it
Yeah.
weird? Like it's and then TikTok is just like
Like on Twitter, if you get a lot of likes or retweets, you feel like you did something. On Facebook, if you get a lot of likes, nothing happens. So I can see like you're being more honest on Facebook.
on TikTok,
Twitter.
people are trying to get the top liked comment.
Yeah, TikTok.
yeah.
On Facebook, they're just engaging in whatever you got to say.
Yeah, it's like TikTok is full of turds too. But
A much younger demographic there too.
we put a lot of resources, sorry to keep going here, but we put a lot of resources into our guys' social medias.
Oh, really? That's
Yeah.
one of the things that you guys do when they come through?
We are fully comprehensive. So I can give examples of
Social media branding too.
yeah, I mean, because that's your net worth, right? Like if you can graduate from the University of Georgia with 150,000 followers, like you're way ahead of the game. Even before name, image, likeness.
yeah,
Now with NIL, it's a whole different ballgame.
these recruits in high school are, teasing their decision and saying, "Follow me on Instagram."
Oh, no doubt. That is smart.
That's what you got to do now.
It's smart. I mean, we've got one college quarterback, Jeff Sims, who has a Mercedes-Benz deal. Not like a dealership, but Mercedes-Benz.
Right.
Anthony's got Outback Steakhouse. I mean, it's
Free
their
meal for
social
life.
media.
Yeah.
Their social media engagement is what matters. So we, when a kid comes in, for the most part, we have professional videographer, professional photographer. When they leave, regardless of their age, they get the photos. And they can post those. They don't have our watermark on them. Nothing like that. Is for their branding.
Yep. Love that.
Yep.
With Anthony Richardson, when you guys were looking at it from a branding perspective, is there a little problematic to think about the AR-15 thing?
No, he changed his number to get it there. He was number 2 last year.
Oh, okay. So he is AR-15.
And once
racing.
name, image, likeness took, Anthony is a genius. Like,
He said he's smart.
legit genius when it comes to marketing. He changed his number to 15, so AR-15. Came out with a clothing line that is amazing.
I think we saw it somewhere.
Dude, the hoodie is unreal. So he got this big cross tattoo right here on his neck. And so all of his hoodies have the cross in the same
that's
place
great.
on the neck.
That's good.
And then he started doing game by game shirts, sweatshirts, with whoever their opponent was, stuff like that.
That's cool. It's like a rock t-shirt or like a hard rock
He had a
t-shirt.
pop-up tent at Florida, Georgia.
I think that's what I was thinking of.
And then you look at Jordan Travis at Florida State, 4th and 14. He converted that. The next day, he had 4th and 14 shirts available. Like, why not,
good.
man? It's when you look at that, it's a shame they weren't allowed to do that before.
It doesn't make sense.
Right?
Hey,
So,
the people up here want all the cash.
Exactly.
That's all it is.
Exactly. No, it's good stuff.
All right.
All right,
Appreciate it.
appreciate
Yeah, man.
coming through,
it's
Denny.
Fun. It's fun. Appreciate
Yeah.
you guys.
No problem, man. All right, now after talking about all these quarterbacks with Denny, let's get into the actual NFL storylines, news. We're here, week 12, Thanksgiving week. Season is damn near almost over now, and I'm happy.
Why are you happy?
Because I can't stand to watch another Jags game. I need this out of here.
I remember when the season first started, you said, and it feels like yesterday, you said, appreciate it because it's going to be over. Like I was like, there's no way Christmas is going to be here. Like it's never going to come. Well, it's right around the corner.
It's in a month.
So this week, let me throw this stat at you. There are 9 week 12 matchups between teams that are 500 or better. 9 of them. That's crazy. And that's the most since 1970.
Damn.
It's a good week of football.
It's a good week of football. And seeing the AFC standings every week, I can just tell this shit's wide open. Like there is extreme parity in the AFC, even in the NFC now. There's no set team. We say this every week. There's no set team that's about to win this damn Super Bowl this year.
And I feel like that about college too. It's a weird year. Very weird year.
Very weird year.
But I love my Rams Chiefs pick. Like I love that the Chiefs are back. They're so back. I mean the Rams.
Who is?
The Chiefs?
Chiefs are back, you said?
They're back.
Oh, yeah.
Their defense,
they're back.
they've been fixing the defense.
4-game win streak.
I love it.
They were 3-4. Everyone's like, are Chiefs done? They win the next 4.
Yeah.
They're 4th seed. But yeah, that's an interesting stat. This week is very important for these teams coming up. This AFC, all the way down from 1 through 8 seed. There's like 12 teams in the AFC that can still make playoffs. Tennessee.
Jags?
Tennessee.
I don't think the Jags have been actually.
Oh,
God, you got this.
I like the sound. I like the soundboard. We got Tennessee at 8-3, Ravens at 7-3, the fucking Patriots coming out of nowhere with Mac Jones and 5 straight wins are now first in the AFC East, surpassing the Bills, who were on a
Are you
surge.
kidding me? If I told you that before the season, that the Patriots of Mac Jones, I don't.
Bless you.
I don't understand. Thank you. I don't understand that organization. I don't know what they know that no one knows. Like I talked about with Denny, but I don't know if I was satisfied with the answer because there's got to be some kind of secret that no one knows, not even him. How are they able to do this? How are they able to get maybe I should just quit trying to figure it out.
It's the culture. Like you say, Ravens and Patriots, best cultures in the AFC. And look at them. They're 2nd seed right now and 3rd seed right now. Kansas City we talked about. And then we got Bengals, Chargers, Bills, all 6-4 right there at the top of the AFC wild card.
Goodness.
They're all tied for 6-4.
Usually AFC, we're struggling to get the wild card team above 500.
Right. And then right below them, you have Pittsburgh 5-4-1. That little tie there, it's got them above these next 4 teams. And then Colts, Browns, Raiders, Broncos. 6-5, 6-5, 5-5, 5-5. Everybody's right there, 1 or 2 games away from a potential playoff spot. Every game is going to matter from here on out for all of those teams.
This is going to be a wild December.
It's going to be crazy.
It's going to be a December to remember.
Are you good? 7 weeks left. I'm excited for it. So maybe I'm not ready for NFL to end. Just ready to stop going to Jags games because I do love.
Yeah, you love it.
I do love my
Sunday was the best ever.
I do love my. I love what I was telling Andy on Sunday. I like watching other teams, and he's like, I can't get down with other teams beating my ass. But 12 weeks into the season, I've accepted my fate.
You know what also sucks with, and I wouldn't be this way if I just stopped playing fantasy football. I couldn't watch any Justin Herbert highlights from Sunday because I traded Austin Eckler. Just because I can't watch it because I saw so many Eckler. I know that I don't want to hear how well he did, but I know he did well because I saw have a day Austin Eckler again. I'm like, and I can't watch highlights from that game because I'm sick that I traded him.
You also saw have a day James Robinson though.
Yeah, that was amazing.
On the NFC side, bruh, the Cardinals are still winning with no Kyler and no Hopkins.
Yeah, explain that. Explain this year in the NFL. You can't.
Colt McCoy? How? James Conner? Someone told me he was a bust. He had a 40-point fantasy game a couple weeks ago.
How about Taylor? Jonathan Taylor.
Oh my God.
Kicking my ass in fantasy. 50 points.
50 points.
He had 30 in the first quarter or something.
Yeah, he did. 30 in the first quarter. That man is a machine. A machine. He plays the Bills defense this week, so we'll see if he can keep that up.
No, he just played the Bills.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, he did.
The
oh, my
Bills,
God.
he
He just beat the best fucking defense in the NFL.
50 fantasy points against the number 1 defense versus running backs. Explain.
Yeah.
That's your essay prompt. Please explain. Because you can't do it. This season is so weird. And it's great. I think it's... Is it good to have this much parity, or is it good to have
I love it.
A couple teams that it's you root so hard to be beat because they just are such a machine?
I like this better. Because I do this every year. I look at the standings and say what game matters and who's got to win to get this team in. Like when the Bengals had to win to get the Bills in the playoffs that one year.
Oh yeah,
for the first time in like forever. So I love how close all of these records are because it just makes me want to pay attention to these games even more. The drama of it all, it's great. You got the fucking Minnesota Vikings on a 2-game win streak now, beating the Packers and beating the Chargers. And now they have a big game against another surging team in the NFC, the Niners. So we got Niners and Vikings this week. So even though they're both 5-5, they're both in the playoff picture, and they're both on a win streak, 2-game win streak. So it's just shit like that makes me hype that there's so many good teams in this league right now. Woo! Can't get enough, boy.
Yikes!
What? Oh, you're looking
down,
at my record?
Yeah, you're down bad on this weekly picks that we do.
Down bad done, y'all. It's Thanksgiving week, so we're gonna get 3 games on a Thursday this week. You know, you're gonna get your Lions, you're gonna get your Cowboys,
Bears,
Bears. Oh my! This record though, these game picks we do, y'all. I'm 13-14. I'm finally below 500.
Shout out. I think it's over. I'm 18-9. You're 13-14.
I just need you to get a couple.
Which is crazy that I wrapped it up midway through the season.
I just need you to get a couple 0-3 weeks.
That doesn't happen. I'm too good at this shit.
You've had a 1-0-3 week.
Yeah.
But we won't go into the individual records, but he's 18-9 and I'm 13-14. It's looking ugly for me. And it's going to get uglier because week 12 picks, I'm getting a little bold here.
You have to.
So my lock of the week, this was out of frustration. Falcons over Jags.
Well, frustration, but it's also a gimme.
And then watch the Jags win because I picked it and my record is so ass. And Falcons, I know Jags are the shit show of the NFL right now.
Falcons are pretty bad too.
But this could be a game the Jags magically win because Falcons aren't a good team. They just had 0 points against the Patriots, and the Patriots defense isn't like the best thing you've ever seen.
But Belichick is a king. He knows what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. I don't understand.
He's playing chess.
I don't understand how these boys got 0 though. But I'm going Falcons lock of the week against the Jags. See if I can get back into the win column in the lock side.
I'm going Chargers lock of the week against the Broncos. Probably a bad pick, but I'm going that.
I like it. Upset special. This is where I do some idiotic things. I think Lions get their first dub on Thanksgiving Day against the Bears. Like, what have Bears shown me that makes me want to pick them?
Nothing, but I mean, the Lions literally haven't won a game. So they've literally
covered,
showed you
they've
nothing.
covered, though. But
this isn't what this is about.
I know, but if you're covering, that means you're right there to get that first win. Right there. 3.5 spread.
But when the spread's like 14 points, like it's kind of easy to cover.
They're not getting 14-point spreads. They don't do that in the NFL.
They do if you're the Jags. Bills, Jags. Anyway, upset special for me, Vikings over Niners.
Oh, you're liking that?
Can you believe the Niners are favored in that game? Vikings just came off of a very emotional win versus Aaron Rodgers. And I saw a little bit of those highlights. Like, that was a game that Aaron Rodgers always wins. Mm-hmm. Like, that close of a game. He had a late score.
75-yard score that should have been the fucking...
come on.
That's usually the touchdown that wins him the game.
Yep.
But it sent it to OT.
You gave Kirk Cousins too much time.
I like that pick. We were just talking about this game, Vikings-Niners. 5-5 teams, both fighting for that wild card positioning. It's going to be a good one. I can't wait to watch that one.
How about the Niners being like in the bottom of that division? Now the Seahawks are.
Turned real quick. And they got their boy Kittle back. Debo's. The way they use Debo, I wish we could use LaVisca like that. Like, he's pre-snap motion, getting handoffs, going for like 5 yards, then catching the ball next play down the field. It's disgusting how they use him, and I wish we could do that. Maybe watch some fucking Niners tape. Bevel.
Game of the week, I have not Bears versus Lions. I have Rams at Packers. That seems like an easy one. That seems like it's going to be electric. And obviously, give me Packers.
I would take Packers in that one as well. It's great. We get Lions-Bears, first game of Week 12. That's going to be great. That snore sound a lot longer than I'm used to.
I usually stop it.
Oh, my game of the week is Patriots at Titans. Why? Really? we pick game of the week for different reasons. Mine is for playoff positioning reasons. Like I just mentioned, Mac Jones and the Pats, 5-game win streak. 3rd seed in the AFC right now. 1st in the division. Nobody saw this. Nobody saw Mac Jones leading these Pats to this right now.
I saw it.
You did. You, beginning of the season, we were watching preseason ball. You say Mac Jones, Belichick has found another Brady. It took 3 throws for him to say that, and here we are. But Titans, they're looking suspect.
Sus.
They've got no Derrick Henry. I think Belichick will.
Oh, Patriots are winning this one.
Yeah, I've got Patriots winning this one. And a win here for them could make them 1st overall seed in the AFC.
It's just like, oh, they took a year off. Sorry, we're back.
Because Titans are 1st, Ravens are 2nd. They have one less game because of their bye week, but Patriots, they can get that 1 seed in 2 weeks, potentially, if someone beats them Ravens. We're going to see a rookie quarterback having 1st seed. It's sickening. It's disgusting. I'm jealous. I'm envious. And I hate everything about this. But it is what it is. And the Patriots got the Bills. They still had to play the Bills twice. But shit, I wouldn't put it past the Patriots to sweep the Bills. And I'll take that bet to whatever casino I got to go to. Whatever casino I got to place this bet at, I'm going to do it. You guys are hearing it here live. Patriots-Bills, whenever they play again, I think it's after this Titans game because I think Patriots have a bye week. I'm putting my money on the Patriots to beat the Bills. The first game they play, because they got to play twice. First game they play, I'm going to put a bet down. I need a bookie because I don't have an app to do it yet. But we gonna do that because this is how much I believe in Mac Jones and the Patriots. But that's week 12. Those are our picks. Enjoy your Thanksgiving football that day. Oh, shit. College football rankings.
Oh, what? What channel?
It should be on ESPN.
Now?
It starts at 9. It's 9:16.
Oh. It's always times up good for us.
Georgia beat the shit out of Georgia Southern. Ohio State beat the shit out of Michigan State. Like, beat the shit out of them.
I don't think it's going to be on here.
It's got to be on.
Or they already did it. Wasn't it quick?
They did it during basketball last time. I could just check Twitter. But it's 9 p.m. every fucking Tuesday. But anyway, my prediction for the new standings is Georgia 1. I think Ohio State jumps Bama because of the way they absolutely manhandled the 7th-ranked team, Michigan State, even though they have like one of the worst defenses in the country. To do what they did in the first half, C.J. Stroud had like 5 touchdown passes in the first half. He could have had 10 touchdown passes that game if he played the entire game, which sometimes I want to see. Like sometimes I'll be like, if a quarterback's playing this good, let me see how many he can get. Like imagine a 10-touchdown game. That would have been insane. 3rd, I think Bama drops to 3rd, and I think they finally give love to undefeated.
Bama drops to 3rd?
Over behind Ohio State.
No.
Yeah.
What happened to Bama this past
They
week?
won, but they won a close one.
Yeah, they're not
Ohio
gonna
State beat them motherfuckers by like
Georgia
50.
1, Bama 2, Ohio State 3, Cincinnati 4. That seems like the consensus.
Cincinnati has to get their love this week because Oregon lost. Oregon's going to drop. They need to keep Cincy at 4. It's an undefeated team. They've beaten ranked teams. They beat Notre Dame. Cincy got to get their flowers for this fucking ranking. And then Michigan at 5, and that'll play itself out because Ohio State and Michigan play this weekend. Michigan has 1 loss, I believe. And it's
Are you ready to hear him?
Yep, I'm ready.
Oh, wait.
Is that the new one?
November 23rd?
That's today.
Yeah, you ready?
Yep.
Number 10, Oklahoma.
This boy going from 10.
Number 9, Mississippi. Number 8, Baylor. Number 7, Oklahoma State. Number
7.
Well, then they started going backwards. I don't see 7. 6, Notre Dame. 5, Michigan.
4 Cincy, give me it.
4, Ohio State. Just kidding.
Yeah.
4, Cincinnati.
We back.
And 3, Alabama.
Bama's at 3.
God, you're nice.
They dropped Bama.
They dropped Bama. That never happens. They drop Bama. How much it must have taken for them to have to drop Bama? Number 2. Wow, Georgia 2.
Georgia 2?
No.
Boy, I was about to smack the shit out you, boy. I was like, ain't no goddamn way.
No, sorry. I'm sorry. Number 2, Ohio State.
Okay.
Number 1, Georgia.
So you tried to give me the once, and then you tried to do it again, and you almost
that
did.
was a little much. Boy who cried this pussy.
That's great ranking because Bama and Georgia are obviously going to play in the SEC championship game. So we're going to get that game, and we're going to get it again, depending on that result. So we're finally here. At last week of the college football season is this weekend. It's rivalry week, so we're getting our Florida State, Florida's, our Georgia Tech, Ohio State, Michigan. We're getting all those. And then we're going to get the bowl schedule after all those games go down, I think following week or so. And that's what I look forward to most, where these teams are playing their fucking bowl games. Penn State going to be in the Cheez-It Bowl with fucking Arkansas. But looking forward to these championship games. We're finally at the end of college football season. I can't believe it. After this year of pandemic, waiting for sports to come back with fans, we are now here and football is coming to an end again. Time is fucking flying. But the games to watch, obviously, this weekend are going to be all of them. Me. I was going to say all of them because it's rivalry week. It's the most fun week in college football. There's so many implications.
That Ohio State-Michigan game, like, that's the number 1 game, right, of the weekend?
You'd think, but Michigan.
I think it.
Michigan has not beaten Ohio State since Rolling in the Deep was top of the charts.
What happens if you could have had it all? What happens if Michigan beats Ohio State? Like, what happens? Because Ohio State's, now they're 2. So it's not like they're still 3 and can drop out and Michigan comes in. They're 2. Like, if it's a close game, how far do you drop Ohio State? Maybe to 4? Does Michigan come in and replace Cincy? Like, what would happen if Michigan beat Ohio State?
If Michigan beats Ohio State, that would put them both at 8-1 in the conference and 11-1 overall. So that means Michigan would win the tiebreaker and win the Big Ten East and be in the Big Ten championship game. So Ohio State probably get bounced just from that one game.
That's crazy. So,
that's just crazy. That's wild. But it's not going to happen. Ohio State's going to fucking beat their ass. We're about to see if Harbaugh getting signed that extension was a good idea.
Oh,
this is why he got.
They're 7-1. It's a good idea.
This is why he got re-signed to beat Ohio State. He has not done that yet.
Hey, that's what James Franklin just got 10 years for.
Relax. He beat him once with Saquon, just once. But yeah, this is Harbaugh's fucking career game, I think. Like, you have an opportunity to knock your hated rival.
Bigger than Niners-Packers.
Bigger than Niners-Packers. This is the biggest game of Michigan's last decade. You beat Ohio State, you're going to be in the Big Ten championship. You win the Big Ten championship, you're in the playoff.
Who would they play?
Do it, Harbaugh. Do it.
The championship?
Iowa. Snooze?
A little bit.
Yeah, it would be Iowa. If Iowa wins against Nebraska, it'll be Iowa. So, and Iowa looks mid. So I think Michigan could win that.
Mid.
So it's going to be a fun weekend of college football. It's going to be a fun Thanksgiving-filled Sunday. Just kidding. I was going to ask about travel, but I don't want to spoil it in case
What would be
somebody
do you
listens.
think I'm vlogging? Oh, yes. Good point. I've spoiled it myself many times.
Yeah.
Just so casually.
So I won't inquire about what I was going to inquire on the pod, but that's it for me. You have any other
Yeah, I
things you
do,
want
and I'm getting comfortable for this one because
Oh,
it's kind of
God.
deep.
Oh, he's getting deep.
Dude, man, I could do podcasts for hours of just sitting like this.
Angelo filming?
Feel free to like prop up and you can lay your head right here.
No.
Okay.
I know that ain't washed area.
Just chill. I watched this.
Dies.
Do you know what free will is?
Free will. Why I just scrolled down and seen it right there. Free will?
Like define it?
No, I can't define that. It's two words put next to each other.
Well, free will is like a thing. So I was listening to I won't say what I was listening to. I could ostracize some people. I was listening to someone talk about free will.
Ah, I know who you're talking about. BS.
Yeah. How the hell? And someone asked him, what's your biggest argument? What's your best argument for a God? And his was that humans have free will. And free will is basically the idea that you, Eric, can do whatever you want right now.
Yes.
Like you're free to do whatever you want.
Any moment of the
At
day.
any moment, at any time.
Jump in front of a car.
And it's not predicted by science. Like science has no handle, like your makeup has no handle on predicting what you're about to do. And that free will is given to us by God. But if it's science that gives us free will, then there should be some kind of mathematical equation that could eventually come up that would predict everything that we can do. But people say that that's impossible. You can't. There's nothing that could explain that could predict what we do because we have free will. We are so unpredictable as humans. So, do you think free will proves the existence of a God? Do you think we have free will? I'll start there. Do you think
we do have free will.
So you don't think that the genes that make us up, our past experiences, and our neurons in our body and our biological makeup, you don't think if we got some kind of equation on the most complex scale that takes into our past experiences, our genetics, our biology, you don't think if we got the most advanced computer we couldn't predict what was about to happen?
Until it's done? No.
Okay. So then you probably, I don't know, because I feel like there are also, I don't know too much about this topic. I feel like there are also evolutionists and people that believe in science over a God that believe that there still is free will, even though there may be no God, there is still free will.
Sometimes I believe that there is a God and we're just his little game
Toy.
pieces.
Yeah. Where's game? He's just having fun.
Because of how random life is with death. Like some people could just be walking outside and a fucking tree falls on them.
Like that's my thing. God is either not all powerful.
Like also the girl sitting at her stoplight in the car and rugs slamming into her at 160. And she just was trying to go home. She's dead.
Like, where does God play in there? Where's he at that moment?
It's just like those random things, like humans having the free will humans have is negative for all of us. It's positive and negative for all of us. Because that free will could kill us, or that free will could elevate us in what we're trying to do in our careers. Everything, we're living in a simulation. And sometimes I think that simulation is controlled.
So like me going like that just there, or like that, like if I believe in science and evolution, I could have predicted that I was going to do that. Or there's some kind of advanced computer that's not invented now, but that could have known that I was going to do that just from my makeup. Ah! Like that is not free will. That was someone knew I was going to do that. Just screamed just there. I don't know. It's over my head. It's fascinating.
It is fascinating, and I think that's it sucks that usually when these things come up frequently in our lives, like thinking about like our existence, and we'll never get an answer for it, but we're all just so curious about it because why are we here? To live and die.
So weird. It's so weird. Like we're on a rock and.
Because I tweeted this in my burner. I was like, the weed's kicking in when you start getting deep into the, life is crazy topic. Because I get into it frequently. Because we are born and we die. And then what?
So someone posted on Twitter, there was a science account that posted, they said, this is what people think our solar system is. And it's the planet spinning around a sun when the sun's just still. This is what it actually is. And it's the sun moving like super fast and us rotating around it as it moves. And everyone was so fascinated with it. And someone quote tweeted it saying, I don't understand why we have to pay bills. Like, why is this happening? Like, look how big the universe is. Why do we have bills? Like, why do we concern ourselves with such little things like this when the universe is so big?
Well, that's explainable.
Shut up.
Yeah, there's an answer for that.
Why?
Because humans have created this society that we live in. Humans with power.
Well, to be fair,
and
no matter who had the power, I think it's a good system. Like we have to pay people for services.
Well, yeah, that's
where are we going to live? We're going to try to live off the grid.
Well, that's the answer to the guy's question: why we pay bills.
Okay. Well, you said it as kind of like it was a flawed system.
Oh. Well, there's no other alternative. What are we going to do? Just be out here?
Be monkeys?
It's either be in this system working and trying to create better civilization for generations after us or never evolve. And we're humans and we're the most complex being on this planet. And we're not going to let that happen. The flawed system.
Where is the sun going? What the fuck?
Sun, what do you mean? Where's it going?
Like the universe, like
the sun. Imagine the sun eventually just exploding.
Both theories.
Eternity is wiped.
Whether it's there being a God or whether it's the universe was created with a big bang, both blow my mind equally. And I don't know which I am more in awe of.
Yeah, that's probably the toughest decision, or not decision, but idea you could choose. They're both like, what the fuck?
How?
Bang.
Right?
Solar system, all this complexity.
Like, yeah.
There's very
before that?
There's very intricate things in this world that I can't believe.
How do we have this from rocks and pebbles and grass? How is this? How do we have this podcast machine? How am I able to upload this through the internet on YouTube? We've advanced so quickly. It's stupid.
We've advanced rapidly just in the last decade since graduating high school. It's insane.
Like to be able to tell our younger people when we're old that, first of all, we were born in the 90s. They'll probably think that's crazy that we were born in 19 something. That's going to seem so ancient.
And I was talking to you, like our grandparents have seen, if your grandparents are still alive, they have seen so much. And if we live to that 80, 90 age,
we'll have seen the most.
We're going to see, I don't even know. but it's going to be wild.
Because we know what life was like before electronics. Well, before cell phones,
Right.
and social media.
Yeah.
Like we'll be able to tell younger people, like, I knew what it was like before social media, and now we're gonna have the metaverse.
And our grandparents lived through segregation, so like they knew segregation. We still have a little bit here, but it's not as bad as it was when they were around. Like I couldn't imagine walking into school and having my own water fountain because I'm black.
That's crazy. Oh. Although I'm trying to get you your own toilet so I can pee and not flush.
Yeah. Well, that's not a race issue. That's your disgusting. But yes, it's frustrating because we'll never get the answer. We die and then we see what happens.
Did you see?
I do think our soul lives on, though.
I would love that.
I
would love that. Please, if you know.
For some reason, I think that when we die, we're able to still see life going on.
Well, that's your wishful thinking.
You don't know.
I don't. That'd be nice.
Nobody knows.
I'd love to be immortal.
Can't ask my dead relatives. They're dead. You could pray, but
it's convenient to be religious because you can just go on thinking that you're living forever. But it's funny that they're scared of death still. Or I say they, but people are scared of death even if they are religious. Like, why? If you really do believe in life after death, you shouldn't mourn. You shouldn't be sad. Or I guess you can mourn and be sad, but you shouldn't be scared of death.
Only thing I fear about death is my life being taken by somebody else.
Your life?
Yeah.
My
life being taken by somebody else.
Someone killing you.
Yeah. Or like somebody, or circumstance, like I'm in a hotel and it collapses. Like the one in South Beach.
Okay, I'd never worry about that.
Or the bridge coming down on me.
You worry. That's weird worries. I have more realistic worries, like getting in a car crash.
Oh yeah, as you make a TikTok going onto an interstate.
Yeah.
And a semi passes you towards the end of it.
Yeah.
I went to the comments to see if anybody mentioned that, but nobody did.
It hasn't blown up yet.
I'm gonna put the first comment in there. Don't die. But yeah,
it is
free will.
We kind of, everyone thinks of themselves as the main character in their story, and you feel like you're like you're not going to die at these strange deaths that you see on the news. But these things actually are happening to people. Like people are dying in car crashes like that, and it's like, oh
every
man,
day.
I can't believe that happened. But you're not fully attached to what actually happened. You're not actually mourning the person. It's not real to you. But I mean, I'm sure there are listeners here that real things have happened to.
Or near-death experiences.
Yeah, and you're like, whoa, this is actually real. Like this life thing, like what I see on the news is not just like on the news. It like actually happens. I haven't got there yet, thank God, or thank universe, whatever.
I've half been there because a gun was pointed at me. Someone was driving. It was college. We were driving in an Uber to Miami, and our driver like cut somebody off, and he pulls up next to us, rolls his window down, and points a gun at our car. We were like, "Oh shit!" It was a little gun, but still, that was the first time I seen a barrel of a gun pointed at me. But it was just a scare tactic. He didn't shoot at us, but I was like, "Oh shit, this has never happened to me before."
Yeah, and it could be, your life could be taken so quickly. It's scary.
I don't think I've ever told anyone that story.
Yeah, that's weird. Speaking of guns,
it was very quick.
I told the Discord or members of the Discord that I want to invest in an airsoft gun for the place. Yeah. I think some kind of threatening use of force will be nice to have here. Because this is my first time living in a home that's like not a townhome, not an apartment. So it's a little different. There's a lot of windows. There's a lot of places for people to break in. So I want some kind of security. I was kind of roasted because apparently airsoft guns won't slow down a crackhead or someone that is out for bad intentions, with bad intentions. But I think the sight of it, like, fuck you, bitch. Like, I'll know how to hold it, and I'm like, fuck you.
Sideways.
And then I'll even shoot it. And if you hit him, surely it'll slow him down a little bit, right?
You hit him in self-defense.
And I don't want to kill someone. I don't know if I could live with that. I don't know if I could live with killing. And then what if I make a mistake? I couldn't live with making a mistake. Like if I shoot someone that, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have violent bone in my body, but if someone's breaking into this house, I'm going to try to be as aggressive as possible.
I appreciate it.
To fight them back. But we got cat guards here, but fuck the cats. All right, y'all. That's the episode, man. Got a little heavy on you at the end, man. Share this episode with your parents, friends, enemies. Rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. Go to our patreon.com/Dunn and Drew. Get in that Discord. Watch us on YouTube, youtube.com/Dunn and Drew. Thank you, Denny, for joining this podcast. Y'all have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy football. We'll be back next week. Till next time, this has been Dunn and Drew, baby. Peace.
TNT